Welcome, everybody, to our Saturday streaming extravaganza. Sorry, lack of a better name for that. But I am Ryan, and with me today is David, Crystal, and Chris. We will be running an actual play from the tabletop RPG series They Came From Beyond the Grave. Uh, we will get into more details of that soon, but just a few announcements. As most of you know who are kind of following us on socials and various other media, our December yearly online convention celebrating the genre of horror is coming up. It's just a week away. But if you're watching this now, there's approximately about 6 hours left to get your signups ready or in. And it, yeah. So if you would like to try to get a spot through lottery in one of the, I think we got close up to 60 games, I believe,
Yeah,
which
about
is,
58
Yeah.
games. Yeah.
yeah.
Very
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, and those span Call of Cthulhu, Cult Divinity Lost, Onyx Path Publishing titles, and this system in particular, this scenario will be there as well. So if anyone is watching today and you want a space on this, I suggest not watching it as it will spoil it for yourself. But yeah, just about 6 hours left there. And we have during the convention, we have, besides the lottery-based games, we also have panels on various topics in the horror genre.
Mhm.
Very
Very
excited
cool.
for that as well.
Very
And
cool.
yeah, and before we get going here, I'll give a little bit of a uh, brief rules explanation of how this system works. We're not going to go over the top. We're staying as rules light as possible because these players are new, and I'm semi-new to the system as well. And for people watching, it'll just be a nice, lighthearted kind of playthrough of a 1970s movie or Hammer inspired back in the day. But just like my players to introduce themselves first and who they will be playing. And we'll start in my Zoom window here to my right. And David, thank you for coming today. And who are you playing?
Yeah, hey, I'm David, and I will be playing Professor Roland Masterson, parapsychologist by day and, well, entrepreneur and immediate ghost hunter by night. Well, I'm trying to be. I do my best. Mid-50s, he's wearing a tweed jacket with leather patches because, well, to be honest, by now he has ripped out his hairs too often so that nothing is left. And yeah, he's very enthusiastic about this adventure today. As there are certain things that he has on his mind that he needs clarification on, and I'm sure that my companions here will help me in this endeavor, as obviously they are but my mere minions that help me achieve higher goals here. Yeah, that's me, Professor Roland Masterson. But you can call me Professor Masterson.
Excellent. And to your immediate right is Chris, also known as Baziel on the Discord. Chris,
Hey,
welcome. And who are you playing?
hey, hello everybody. Hi, yeah. Happy to be here on this game. This is gonna be like so much fun and hilarious. So I am going to be playing for you today, Mr. Gregor Beckett. He's from Kentucky. He's also a skeptical researcher. He's well, he doesn't believe in all that, hocus pocus stuff. It's usually all in their weird minds and in their flaky. They just think things happen, and it's all hooey. Except whenever it's the devil or a demon, then I get out Mama's Bible and some holy water, and we take care of business. So that's who I'm playing today.
Nice to meet you. And lastly, joining us today is Crystal. Please introduce
Yeah.
yourself and who you will be playing.
Yeah, I'm Crystal. And tonight I'll be playing Diana Basu Hearn, who is the psychic of the group. Um, she has mystical powers. And she doesn't know really where they came from, but the universe bestowed these amazing gifts upon her, and so now she is using them to help her fellow um, ghost hunters, I guess. But uh, she likes to think of it more as trying to find the spirits who are trying to find their way back to the other world and helping them.
Beautiful. And once again, welcome all you three here. And for those watching now and who will be watching later, They Came from Beyond the Grave is a RPG system that tries to bring the flavor of the kind of 1960s, 1970s Hammer horror movies to life back from the day. So a director and a bunch of players can get together and kind of relive one of those movies uh, back from then. And I highly recommend if anyone hasn't checked out any of the movies from that era, they are pretty. I think the term is hammy, but they are very enjoyable. And I think I have about 10 or 15 under my belt, and they're all have a different flavor, different kind of story. But yeah, they are a great watch. And so for this system, it is the storyteller system. So those who are used to playing World of Darkness, they came from lines. Um, at the basics, you have a bunch of skills like aim, close combat, enigmas, larceny, and you usually have dots in those skills, and those dots represent how many dice you roll. And this is a D10 pool system. So you usually take a skill and you tie it to an attribute. And an attribute, you kind of think of your like, how your might, it's your dexterity, it's your stamina, it's intellect, it's your presence. Um, the attributes are internal to you. So if a roll comes up, like I said, we're keeping it simple today. So if someone wants to, let's say, fire a gun at a monster, they would kind of take their aim skill, and if they have some time and they want to calmly collect themselves and they have time to fire the shot, you take aim and you'd probably, tie it with a skill like cunning, or if you have to fire the gun off in a hurry because the monster's getting ever so close, maybe you take your aim skill and you mix it with dexterity because you're on the go, you're moving, and you don't have that time to plan out your attack. So the skill tied to attributes is very dynamic. It's whatever common sense fits the current scene, and yeah, no, it works out pretty well. And from like I said, there's a whole rule system. We are keeping it basic. We are staying with the other things that we're using are quips. And what quips are you can kind of think of it as um, if you see a movie trailer from the day, or just those one-liners that kind of stick out later on. Like you saw a movie 10 years down the road, you're like, oh yeah, that line. That line came from that movie. The best kind of example that sticks in my brain right now is, from Scarface. He whips out the gun. He says, "Say hello to my little friend." So each one of these players has a list of 3 quips each on their character sheet, and they have the ability to, say this line, or say one of these lines, and it gives them bonuses to the rolls. The only rules are it has to, make it has to make sense. It could be, at the end of the day, as long as it's entertaining or everyone gets a laugh, they get the bonus of using these quips is that you get a bonus dice on your next roll, and if you're successful, use the quip again, the same line, you get 2 dice on your next roll, and vice versa, all the way up to I think it's a maximum of 5. So you can say the same line over and over and over again, and you'll get the benefits of that. And there are other things like trademarks and stuff like that, but like I said, we're keeping this simple today. There is a There's also a mechanic called rewrites. It represents the group's luck pool or how kind of lucky they are. So it starts with three rewrites, and there's a specific list of rewrites that I've passed along the group. It should be in the chat there for all three of you. It's basically these movies from back in the day. They had cheap sets. The actors paid to do these movies, could be doing something better. They don't want to be there. But, there could be circumstances where uh, one of the rewrites in one of the rewrites, for example, is I kind of already said a cheap set. You can spend so many rewrites. And let's say, you're in this room, there's bars on the window. Um, but you can use these rewrites and say, oh no, that's a cheap set. I can actually get out of there. So these metal bars, no, they're actually rubber, so that they fall off. You can break through them. You're the actor. It's your moment. You can go through and in the scene and just you're out of there. And there's other ones too, but they'll come up if the characters would like like to use them. Other than that, any other kind of rules or situations that come up during the game, feel free to ask. And with that, if there's not any questions, we'll get going. All good? All right, perfect. As the camera comes down, people are coming into this crummy movie theater. They have their sticky kind of bowl of popcorn. They have their drinks. And there's probably only about 2 or 3 people in this theater. The main movie was sold out, but they didn't want to go home. They still wanted to see a movie. And this one was, not advertised or anything like that. It was one of those second-rate ones. And these people bought tickets, and there's probably about, like I said, only 2 or 3 of them in there. But the movie starts to roll, and the movie trailer plays. And you see an older man runs through the woods, limping slightly. He's wearing the country uniform. He's wearing the country uniform of jeans, flannel shirt, fleece vest, and a baseball cap. He hides briefly behind a tree, slumping against its gnarled trunk. His breath, visible in the air, catches the beam of a flashlight sweeping back and forth behind him, and he takes off again, sweating. Just when he appears to be free of whatever is chasing him, a shadow steps out from behind a tree and splits his forehead open with an axe. He looks up, stunned, as blood pours down his face, then falls over dead as the shadowy figure closes in around him. And then we cut to our actors in this great, great movie. It is now 1 year later. You and your friends are on the way across the country having a grand old road trip. With nary care in the world, rock music blares from the 8-track installed on this old 64 Starfire convertible, rolling along the empty rural highway through the woods. The leaves are just beginning to turn colors, and it's one of those days. The one where it's nice during the day, but, the sun's out. But it's going to get weirdly cold late at night. Yeah, it's that kind of day. You haven't seen another soul for miles, only cows and the occasional lone farmhouse. You've started to worry about the gas running low when you pass a sign reading Rust Run 3 miles away. Population 31. It clearly used to say 32, but someone crossed out the number 2 and painted the new number on. And this is where we introduce you three. Who would be driving this 64 Starfire convertible?
Probably not me.
Well, okay
I'm
then.
busy commuting.
It's probably Gregory. Greg, he's probably upset that he's got Led Zeppelin piping in on the music there. Listen to Stairway to Heaven as he's trying to say the words to it, but he doesn't know the words to it. He loves the song, and he's just going on. Well, how many miles we got to go left here? I think we got we didn't miss a turn back there. Did we there, Professor?
Yeah. I think Professor is on the passenger seat. He's kind of having his feet cross-legged, and he kind of got stuck in a position, now aching and quaking to get his feet unstuck. But he's holding the New York crossword puzzle, and with his pipe that he's about to stuff now, he's just pointing through the puzzle. I just need a few more pieces of the puzzle, and then I'll solve it. But yeah, I think it's just not too far. Um, Miss yeah, you have the map, right? You followed
You
us.
know my name, Professor.
I know her name,
Sure.
Professor.
It was a double name. Something important. Diana. Yes, Diana. That's good enough.
Woo-wee.
Well, you do have the map, don't you?
Yes, I have the map. And she flicks her blonde Farrah Fawcett hair. It's blowing in the wind, and she takes out the map. She's not wearing her seatbelt, of course. And she comes up between the two of you with the map and says, "Okay, so we're on this road here, and we just passed a sign that said Rust Run, so we must be getting there soon. It's just red. It's not on the map. I guess it's too small, but it should be here very soon." And give me some of that.
Greg's
And
Greg.
she reaches
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
doobie.
he's actually leaning in, looking at the map with you. As he's like,
Yeah.
okay,
The
yeah, that
pro
sounds right. That sounds
the
good. And he just
professor's
passes it
reaching
back.
over and turns the wheel in the other direction to kind of counter
Oh,
steer.
oh, sorry about that. I did almost hit
Uh,
that deer. Okay.
that is fine.
So what, 4 or 5 more miles? I think is what it said there, right? Right there, Diana. Yeah.
Yes, yes. That's what the sign said. We should be fine. The
All
spirits
right.
are with us. I can feel them.
You do.
Okay.
Wonderful. What type of sensation do you get at the moment? Can you describe
Oh,
your mood? And he kind of looks
hmm.
around and pulls out like a pile of loosely put together papers that are just bundled together with like what is it called?
In a convertible. That's dangerous, Professor.
Rubber band.
A
Rubber
rubber
band.
band with a rubber
Right.
band, and he kind of takes the rubber band off, and obviously that's what
Yeah.
happens. Like immediately, some kind of starts to blow. He's kind of catching a couple,
Oh,
puts them
shit,
back together.
Professor, I can't see for
Oh.
shit when you do that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. There you go. It's fine. I got the most. Well, those were not important notes. If you
Of
wouldn't
course
mind,
not.
Diana.
Hmm.
Well, those were from
Uh,
my previous subjects.
yes, yes,
They
yes, of
they
course.
didn't pan out.
Uh, what do you want to know?
Oh, if you could just describe the feeling, the sensation,
Mm.
that you feel the
Mm-hmm,
spirits
mm-hmm,
approaching. Is it
yes.
a physical contact, or is it more a even if
Mm,
it is
mm-mm,
a whim is so hard to describe because I have multiple. Now I have here Mrs. Waterson from Illinois,
mm-hmm,
who described it as a soft rag rubbed against my back and then a
mm-hmm.
sponge thrown into my face.
Well, she sounds like a fake, but the real sensation is, uh, when you feel like you're being observed uh, by somebody behind a tree, or you feel that it's like a pressure on the back of your neck.
He as you say this, he's like slowly kind of turning a bit further every time, kind of just looking outside of the car into
Yes,
the
yes.
underbrush.
You have you feel this sort of you feel the eyes peering into the back of your head. That's what it feels like. It's very
Yeah, yeah.
yes, very
And 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 the spirits say say what?
Boom! There's this loud bang as Gregory, you're hanging on. You're like trying to, keep the car from, spinning or go coming into an accident.
Oh
Uh,
shit!
but you come down and it goes, boom, and the car just spits and sputters. Sound effects.
Oh,
And
uh,
yeah,
well,
and then the engine gives out. You pull over to the side of the road with the last couple of movements, and the car rolls to the stop in the gravel and grass.
okay. Uh,
Unbelievable. That you
he
did
checks the
not
fuel.
prepare properly. That you hopefully have a spare canister, and then you know your way
Well,
around cars, do you? Yeah, fantastic. Good, good. Get on with it.
Well, Gregory, you take your
he's looking for
finger.
the he's
Oh,
looking
sorry.
yeah, he's looking at the gas gauge and is it taps it? Is it like it is
Yeah, no,
completely
it's no.
peaceful?
You have about half a tank, but when you look out of the engine, you see it's starting to smoke.
Oh shit, it's
Oh,
overheated. Uh,
yeah, smoke is not good,
well,
is
I could
it?
try and fix it right here now. I mean, you can cool it off.
Mm,
We don't got any water here, do we? No. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to piss on it. So hold on a
no.
moment.
Oh,
So it's literally in
okay.
Simpsons plot. It's like trying to take a leak
Uh,
on the freaking front of the car.
Well,
It'll cool
I'm
down.
I'm going to not look at that, and I'm going to go to the back of the car and maybe look down the road, and maybe like put a thumb out, or
In the
see if I can
classical
wave.
pose.
Yeah, in the classical pose, like waving. Yoo-hoo!
Nice,
you
nice.
you
And
do that, and the camera stays with you for like a good 5 minutes. But
A bit
you're
too long, I'm
yeah
sure.
you're there waving,
it,
but there's
and it slowly
absolutely
moves
no
in all
traffic at
angles.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can
the
see it
camera
cut to
might
the
catch. Sorry.
outtakes. Go ahead. No,
The
okay.
camera just might catch in the background the professor kind of opening the door, yelling something to Gregory up front. But like he just kind of opens the door, and since his feet are basically fallen asleep, he just like plummets on the floor. The papers immediately scatter on the ground, and he just scrawls around the floor, kind of putting them back together with the rubber band. And that's kind of the 5 minutes where we just have the beautiful shot of Diane when
yeah,
he's kind of just on the ground moving around.
yeah.
Mm.
Gregory, sorry, Professor. This is a good chance to get the first roll of the game. I'm going to ask for
Ah,
a.
Ooh,
okay.
I'm going to ask for a. You don't have I don't think you have survival.
I have a bit of survival. I know
Okay.
how
Okay.
to survive.
Do a survival plus dexterity roll, please.
Oh, okay, okay.
That
If you
is.
persist, if you
And then for people watching this, this is a D10 pool system, and you're looking for eights, nines, and tens for successes.
that is a 1 8, 1 9, and a 2 and a 6. So two successes.
Cool, and that is enough. And as you're able to get out of the way, as Gregory kind of stands up and he takes a piss on the engine, all like that out, all the deflections of all he's taken on,
Oh,
you're able to get
I'm
your
sure it
papers
smells
away and get out of the way.
lovely as well.
And, it,
As
and,
well.
and as Diana's like doing the pose and waving down
Hmm.
somebody, he's like, "Oh, there's a car." He's still taking a leak. It's everywhere. He's like, "Hey, hey." You might have caught a quick shot of it and then immediately cut back to her because they realized he was
Yeah, and
exposed.
Diane, you kind of look. Maybe Gregory's kind of smoked a little bit too much, but you look up and down the roads, and you're still like this,
Yeah.
and you don't see any car. You're just
There's no car, Gregory. I don't
Oh,
know what you're seeing.
oh, I'm really stoned, and I didn't drink too much either. I didn't put
Oh,
much piss on that. It's still pretty hot. It's hotter than holy. It's hot. So
and
he's
now it
like,
smells like burnt piss. Okay. Was
nothing
there
a
a
little.
town close by?
Well, you had the map. I didn't. Who had the map?
Well, yes, I had the map. Okay. And I'll take a look at the map. And it's like, well, that Rust whatever town, that was a couple miles
Yes,
away,
yes, yes,
right?
yes, yes. It I
Well,
believe it
it's a small town, you know.
yeah, only a few miles away.
Yeah, no problem.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
somebody's gonna have a phone, right?
Exactly, exactly.
they must have. Of course they do.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like I feel like the spirits, the universe has given us this opportunity to go to this
yes.
place and, talk to the people, maybe commune with some. Maybe they have some sort of, you know, issue that they would like help with.
I'll tell you what, I'm happy to go out there because I feel like I've smoked so much. I feel like a very large burger. Yeah, I want a burger with
Mm-hmm.
some ketchup and mustard and some pickles. And,
Mm.
Bet you they got a good burger place. All small towns have good burger places. At least mine does. It. We only have a town of 150 people, so we're pretty small too. Go
Hmm.
ahead. Never mind. Okay, let's go. Oh, what are we gonna do? Who's gonna watch the equipment? I got expensive equipment in the back of this car. And
Oh, I mean, we can carry it, right? Or you guys can carry it.
I have, there's been my hernia and then my knees. It's been
immediately
piling up.
cuts over to Greg with this big box on his back, trying to make his way. And you guys are walking down in
I
front of
have my
him.
little suitcase.
Yeah. And I just leisurely walk next to her, like making notes on my rubber
Mm.
band piece of papers.
Well, he has a
Nice.
reel-to-reel tape recorder, is what he uses to record
Oh,
electronic
Mm.
voice phenomena. So it's literally one of those heavy
yeah.
1960s reel-to-reel tape recorders. So he's got this over his shoulder and got his
Ah, yes,
camera
yes.
hanging around his
Be
neck. And
careful about the equipment. Be careful. We might need
well, it's
that.
my equipment. I paid for it. Shit.
Oh, yeah, yes, of course, of course.
I don't need it. I don't need to see the doctor after this is over.
We're almost there. Don't worry.
Yeah. And
Quit your
as
belly
you
aching.
as you trudge along the side of the road, the shadows deepen and the air takes a brisk chill laden with the scent of pine and soil. Mist begins to creep along the edge of the forest, and it feels like you're being watched. In heavy silence in the woods, you hear a snap,
Yeah.
very loud and very audible.
What was that? Holy shit. I almost dropped my
the,
tape recorder.
What was that?
deer, probably. There's something.
Please,
Why don't you put the equipment down and check it out, Gregory?
Uh,
Just
hello?
just to be
He
on the
already put
safe
it down.
side.
Like when everybody stopped, he's like,
Hello?
before you go on,
Is
I'll
anybody
get
there?
before you go on, I'll get everyone to roll a survival plus resolve, please.
Mm.
Okay. That's not a lot.
Not a lot for me either.
That is one success though.
Okay.
0.
That
I
is
don't.
one
I'm
success for
too
me.
stoned.
Okay. So,
I am just stoned enough.
yeah, that's okay. So each, none of you were able to kind of, I think for the professor and Diane, you at least got one success. But for Gregory, you didn't get any successes. So this adds to the rewrite pool. So you now have a total of 4. So anytime you don't have a success, but you fail a roll, this adds to your, it's kind of like a luck kind of rewrite thing. So there is consolation for failure. So awesome stuff. But you all needed 3 successes to kind of pass this particular thing. But this noise made you all visibly shaken. And you think there's something lurking in the woods, stalking you.
Gregory pulls out his trusty flashlight he's got in the back of his belt. He shakes it out here. He's squinting, trying to look and see. He holds it up and flicks the light on and scans the tree line.
Now, now you come out. Now, don't be lurking in the forest like that.
With the fog rolling along the ground and the sun setting and the shadows of the trees intermixed with the fog that is permeating throughout the forest. You hear another kind of snap. That's a little bit over there.
Uh,
Hey, I'm too young to die.
The professor
all right,
is
now
I'm just too
standing
high.
behind
That's what it is.
Diana.
I don't like this one bit. Now come out and introduce yourself like a decent human being.
Yeah, Professor, is she all right? Because there ain't nobody out there. I don't see no one.
Well, she knows what she's doing. Yep.
Right. Okay.
You don't see anybody, Gregory. You take the flashlight, you're still looking in. You don't see anybody or anything in there. Just it's getting cold and dark.
Oh, it's just probably a raccoon or something. Don't worry about it. It shuts off the light, picks up heaves the reel to reel recorder over on his shoulder up like this, and it's like, let's get going. Come on.
Yes, yes. Let's continue. We should get there before nightfall.
The professor will make sure that he's not walking as the last person. So he's walking in front of Diane, but behind Gregory, or vice versa.
Sure. You see the professor from the back just like getting in between,
Exactly.
getting in between you two. And the rest of the walk remains in silence as you make your way to this little place called Rust Run. You round a bend in the road and you see lights in the distance. Yay! Finally, civilization.
Amazing.
You pass a faded, overgrown sign that reads, "Welcome to beautiful Rust Run. Stay a day, stay a week." A short distance past the sign is a single crossroad that constitutes this town in these backwoods. There's an old diner across the street from a combination gas station and auto repair shop. And as this and as the fun. This is fun. As the sun finally drops below the tree line, the neon sign flickers to life at the diner. Two of the letters are burned out, and it reads "Lose Die" in red. There are a few cars in the parking lot, mostly trucks and old beaters. But from the other side of the street, you smell fryer grease and gasoline, an unpleasant combination. And you're not quite hungry quite yet, as it's late afternoon. A sign outside the gas station reads, "Gladys's Filler Up and Repairs." Where do you go first?
Greg makes a beeline for Gladys's. He gets over there. He sets down the tape recorder outside.
But Gregory, we might should inquire about the calf. He's Diana, would you mind coming with me? Maybe we can get a tow truck or something. At least get our car back.
That's what I was thinking. This is a garage, right? So they probably got
yeah,
tow
yeah,
truck
yeah.
there.
Gladys's.
Oh yes. Uh, yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
So
where he's going.
he says once he gets over to the front of what was the name again of the place?
Gladys's
Gladys's.
that is
Gladys's. Sorry, gets over to Gladys's, fill her up, and he sets down the tape recorder. This is when you first get this is when everybody gets a good view of what Greg looks like. Greg has a Bob Ross freaking afro with like a Fu Manchu mustache that comes down. He's wearing a purple paisley butterfly collar shirt, silk, and a pair of bell-bottom jeans, combat boots, and he wears his shirt down. He's got a really fake gold chain that hangs down with a little tuft of hair down there. He thinks it makes the ladies go crazy. So he's like, "Holy shit, that was some. Oh, I lost my buzz. That was bad. How about that bad?" So he goes over and knocks on the Gladys. Are you out there, Gladys?
you go to knock you knock on the door, and it's not tight or anything. It opens up, and you hear they have those. It's kind of like a little bell on the inside. The door kind of hits it, and it goes ding ding ding. Yeah, and you walk into this gas station, which does double duty as an auto repair shop. There is a weathered, mean-looking woman sits behind the corner, smoking an unfiltered cigarette and watching something with a loud laugh track on a tiny black and white television. A patch on her stained coverall reads Gladys. At the end of the L-shaped counter, two men sit on the stools, also watching the TV and smoking. All three have beers and look up when you enter this dingy room. They stare at you, and then the only sounds are the uncannily tiny laughter coming with a buzz of one single fluorescent light. Gladys herself, as you look at her, she looks in her late 50s, but she looks older, probably due to cigarettes and sun. She's a short, solid woman with graying blonde hair and a puckered frown.
Reminds me of Mama. Yeah. So he just, good afternoon, gentlemen and ma'am. I hope you're all
Hey.
doing fine. Hey, hey. We ran out. Well, our car overheated, and it's about
I
two
am.
miles up the road, and we need some help.
Poor
Either
you.
who am I? Oh,
No,
I'm
poor you.
poor me. You are correct there, ma'am. It's right, poor me. Uh, I'm willing to pay to get someone else up there to fix our car so we can get out of here. Now, you
Yeah,
look like nice people.
yeah. I am nice people. These two here are nice people.
All right.
I can tell you
Oh, excellent. So,
what happened to what happened to your car.
it overheated, like I said before. We need to get some water, put it in the radiator, and hopefully get it by the time we get it cooled down, we can be on our road again.
Overheated, you say?
That's what I figure. Yeah.
Yeah, that carburetor probably am dead.
Oh, I've worked around some cars a few times in my life. I take a look at that engine. It didn't look just perfectly fine. Carburetor looked fine. The radiator, on the other hand, was hotter than Hades. So no, I'm pretty sure it's just overheated.
All right, no problem, no problem. We'll tow it for you. Ain't happening right now. My favorite show's on.
Okay, well that's all right. You know what? I'm starving. Is the diner good over here to eat? Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then you see the this one of the one of the two men who are sitting there. One of them turns around, looks middle aged, balding with a beer gut, and you just see kind of like a smile come across his face. And oh yeah, that's the greatest spot to eat in all of Rust Run. And you walked up to Rust Run. It
I
is
think
what
it's
it
the only
is.
place. You're
It's
like
the
I'm thinking to
only
myself,
only
the only
spot.
place it is.
Yeah, they have the best chili in them there parts. I tell you.
Chili. Oh, I ain't had chili in a long time. That sounds finer than a hair on a frog split three ways and tapered on both ends. So, all right, uh, Professor Diana, you guys want to go get some? He looks back to chili.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, it might be mighty fine to get some warm sustenance in this cold weather. He still occasionally kind of looks back the way he came, kind of just into the underbrush and the side of the streets, kind of a bit paranoid. Yeah. Inside would be a grand idea.
Yeah, and you see Professor. You look over at you catch Gladys's eye, and she doesn't say anything. He says, that smoke kind of hanging off her bottom lip, and she looks at you up and down, and just kind of goes, hmm. Turns around and starts watching her TV again.
I will not I will not deem that worth a response even. I've been to
Oh, don't mind her. Don't mind her. She's just she doesn't like people too much.
hmm.
Did I mention? Did I mention this has the best chili in all these parts?
you
Uh,
were quite vehement
I
about
did
this.
hear you say that. Yes.
Well, yeah, I
Mm.
told your friend, but I didn't tell you to.
Oh,
I just wanted to make a fact that it's Lou's chili is the best chili in these parts. You can't go wrong with Lou's chili. And then you see on the movie
Why?
there's some advert there's an advertisement spot pops up.
oh, lose. Yes, I
Lose.
did hear it's the best chili.
Oh, that's true. Best chili in all of
Rust will in something.
Rust Run.
Restaurant County. Right. Oh, best chili in all of Restaurant
Yeah.
County. I have heard of it. And he smiles at the camera. And I guess they head over to the diner. Before he does, he pulls
Yeah.
out his camera and takes a picture of the front of the diner with his camera.
Diana quickly goes in front of the diner and poses
Oh,
as
oh,
if it's a candid and she just didn't even know that you were taking a picture there.
Oh no.
oh! Well, that was
Hmm?
mighty fine of you, Diana. That's
Oh, were you taking pictures? I had no idea.
well, generally speaking, when you hear we put thing up and I go click, that means I'm taking pictures. But that's all right.
Oh,
That you're fine.
oh.
I'm sure
I
you.
don't know about these things, you know. Anyway, uh, diner then.
Oh yeah, I was looking for a burger, but hey, chili. Chili's awesome. Lou's
Mm.
chili is awesome. And he goes into the door.
as as the door is kind of closing, you hear just echoing from the inside. That's not right. And as you three kind of make your way across the street, looking both ways to make sure no traffic's coming, and there has been absolutely no traffic at all.
Mm.
But you head over to this little establishment. There is nothing remarkable about Lou's. It's the prototypical small town American diner, a holdover from the 50s when everyone drove down those scenic back highways to visit antique shops and to see the sights. As you walk in, the linoleum floor is cracked and yellowed, as are the lucite chrome tables and vinyl booths and stools. An ancient jukebox lights up one corner, playing 1950s and 60s hits. Occasionally, the jukebox skips alarmingly, prompting a resident to give it a loud kind of, whack or thump. A few patrons sit at various tables having an early dinner or a late cup of coffee. As you enter, the jukebox pauses to switch songs, and then everyone in this place eyes you and focuses on you. The temperature seems to drop a few degrees. After a few seconds, the townsfolk resume their activities and the music kicks back in. You feel the tension ease just a little bit, but something feels off about this place, as if they aren't used to having visitors. And all of a sudden, a waitress from behind the long counter finally gestures around saying, "Sit wherever you'd like. I'll be with you in a sec."
Oh, thank you, dear.
Well, yes, ma'am. Well, we have to sit. Well, his stomach growls.
There's some tables and some empty booths. Just pick one that no one's sitting on there. You find folk.
Right. We'll do that.
Yes.
Over here, Diana, Professor. Yeah,
Um,
this booth.
That
yeah,
seems right
booth
to me.
sounds great.
All right.
Yeah.
Sit down,
And
booth.
as this lady talks, definitely the diner's owner, considering her name patch on her shirt. Looks to be the only waitress in this place. She's a hatchet-faced looking woman. Seems to be in her late 40s. She wears an obnoxiously patterned polyester dress with a stained white apron over it. But she's compensated by a lot of thick makeup, and her hair is permed, very large, like very large curls and things like that. There's As you kind of find a seat to sit or a booth wherever you'd may like, you see that there's seems to be an older couple sitting here with their probably daughter, and a few other folks, and you see a cook in the back in the kitchen as you walk around this place. What do you do?
Gregory goes. He kind of takes a quick look around and is like, "It smells good. I'm famished." And he sits down, fiddles with the whatever's on the table, salt shaker, whatever. Wait for them to come. So yeah.
Yes, I would like a menu if it's
Yeah,
around.
you don't see a menu at this booth, but there is one at the table across the way, and you see this man sitting at one of the tables. Look like he's just looking out the window, but he sees you, and he's just smiling and he's waving like this. Looks to be in his late 60s, maybe.
There is a waitress in here, right? She just told us to sit
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we have to wait for her to wait. Okay. So, all right.
Yeah, so yeah, no. Eventually, as you're sitting down, Diane, you might get up and just grab a couple menus from the other table
Yeah.
as this guy waves to you. But Luann, she kind of comes over and welcome. We don't get too many people in these parts. What brings you all to restaurant, and what are you anchoring for to eat?
Well, we wouldn't mind if you tell us a bit more about your famous chili that we heard all around here.
You've heard
Lou's
about my
chili.
famous chili? You've heard about
Oh,
Lou's
yeah,
chili?
yeah, we did, quite indeed.
Wow. Wow, I didn't know.
We can't stop hearing about it.
Oh, I didn't know we came such. I didn't know we came such a stars outside this little. Do they hear about it in the big city?
Well, if we've heard it, then you can bet your ass on it that it spread further than Rust will.
Oh,
That's right. It's a
Oh,
household name. That's right.
that's amazing. Oh man, that's just amazing. I tell you. Oh man. Oh, that's great. Come speak of Lou's best chili in the world. Would you like some of that chili? Or were
One
you
bowl,
hankering?
please.
Or were you hankering for something else?
Oh no.
No, no.
Oh no.
Carl back there, he can whip up anything. Burgers, fries, my famous chili.
Um, I'm going to have a Caesar salad with dressing on the side, no croutons, and
We don't
could you
deal with the
possibly
we don't deal with the greeneries of we don't serve salads around here. Sorry.
oh, no salad. Okay. Mm,
You can bring over a
uh,
bun if you're one of those non-meat eating people.
a bun.
A bun.
Ah.
Sounds reasonable to me.
It's very
Oh,
nutritious.
Yes.
Proper bun can
um,
create sufficient sustenance.
Better just go for the chili.
Sorry about that. I'm
Di
sorry
di
about that,
di
ma'am.
di
uh, I,
Diane, don't make it awkward. Just order something.
uh,
Quick.
I'll get a, can I get a mug of the chili, please?
Ah, fantastic.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And okay,
And a Diet Coke.
no problem. And what about you,
Thank you.
sir? And she looks over at you, Professor.
Is there Diet Coke at this time period? That's the question. I don't know. I'm wondering. But all right.
Mm.
Oh no, I've been thinking. My mouth's been watering ever since Gladys told me right across the street over there that Lou's chili was the best in the world, and my stomach is now going roar, roar, roar. And I absolutely must have a big bowl of that chili. You got crackers?
Yes, we got crackers. No problem there.
Yes. I'm,
Yes.
I'm, I'm anticipating.
Right. And you know,
Professor. The professor. Oh, sorry.
she has her little notepad. She's just taking notes. Chili. Next line. Chili. Next line. Yeah.
Chili.
The professor is actually quite curious the way she reacts on this. Is there kind of a mechanic to kind of understand somebody's intuition or something like that? To
Yeah.
kind of get a feeling about what they're kind of scheming here? Because the professor feels a bit unease. And he does
Yeah.
inquire. So can you tell me more about the chili? What do you use? Do you use beef or pork or long
Yeah. So
pork?
so you're just trying to get a read of the situation, just seeing
Yeah,
if there's anything
exactly.
kind of strange going on. Yeah, yeah. Um you can use your you can use your cunning. You have a lot of dots in cunning. You could do
Ah,
that
yes, I do
with
indeed.
I was going to say you could tag that with empathy, but I think the your cunning will make up for your lack of dots and empathy. So
Yeah,
uh,
that is fine. Let's see. That is two successes.
that is it's not enough. It's enough to know that yeah, she's talking about like it seems to be just the talk conversation around here, but you think it's a layer of something, but you haven't gotten deep enough or things like that just to kind of peel back that first layer. Like you think there's something there, but you only have a twinge of of an inkling of like
You know what, Miss Ma'am? I heard that one way to truly understand the excellency of a chef is to order the most simplest food, which I guess in America would be the burger. So I will go with the burger, and I will deem it worthy of your excellency, and I might even take a bowl of chili as a dessert.
excellent choice. And so he looks back, Carl, 2 bowls of chili, crackers, and a sloppy Luann. And she looks down. Sloppy Luann. That's what we call that. That's what we call the burger around here. It's
Uh-huh.
it doesn't have as much prominent. Oh, that's a big word. I learned that. I seen you professor come in and had to get up my big words. Oh, Lord.
You humble
Mhm.
me. You humble me, my darling.
I know, right? But yeah, and don't mind Carl. It might take a little bit longer because all we have on the stove now is my world's famous chili. But
No, I
Carl,
do
oh,
understand. I do understand. But well, let's just see what he can whip up there.
yeah, Carl.
And a hot cup of t coffee, please. No, please and thank you.
No problem. And she, writes that on her little pad, and she goes away. And yeah, you three are there. Conversations kind of picked up a little bit around. Um, what are you three doing? Just in this, kind of quiet moment. Is there anything you like to do, or just waiting for food?
Well, no,
Um,
Greg. Well, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, it's okay. Um, I, I will be taking out um, I have sort of a scrying crystal in my purse, and I'm just going to be, and I'll take, not really going to be scrying anything, just kind of like taking it out and closing my eyes
Mm.
and holding it over the table, and I'm just sitting there like this and
Okay.
moving the crystal around.
Okay.
Greg's. Go
Give
ahead.
me. I'm sorry. We'll just do this first.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Give me, give me an enigmas plus composure, please. Let you.
Mhm.
We'll give you a roll out here.
Okay. That is
That'd
three.
be 7d10.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good at that.
Wow.
Boy. Um, so that's it's three successes.
Okay. That's just enough, actually. Um,
Hmm.
Gregory, you're just like, oh, there she goes again, hauling out that scrying crystal, and yeah, you have your hand up against your temple, and it's just standing straight, but it starts to move, and you're watching
Oh.
it, Gregory, and it starts
Hmm.
to spin around and around and
Hmm.
around, and you don't know what makes you, but you drop it, and it drops on the table, and it catches and it points down, and it points over at toward that older couple with the daughter.
Oh.
You did that on
Uh,
purpose.
well, uh, no, the
I
spirits
watched you use
are
your little pinky. You did it on purpose.
Gregory.
Marvelous, marvelous,
I
marvelous,
I have
marvelous.
special gifts that I use, and I didn't do this on purpose, okay? The
I bet you get
spirits are
American
trying to
Bandstand
tell
on that thing.
us, Gregory, you're silly. Stop being silly.
Oh,
The spirits are trying to tell me something about that couple over there.
oh. Okay,
Uh, did,
what
did,
are
did,
they
did-
telling you?
yeah, did they commune anything else? Is it? He kind of just rubs his neck and kind of turns around. Is
And
it?
go ahead.
No, no, no. He turns
When you
around.
turn around, yeah, no, when you turn around, you look over toward there, but it's that older gentleman that was sitting at one of the tables. He kind of comes right over, very looking jovial, and takes a chair across from the table, across from you, takes it, turns it around, sits down, and he goes, "Oh, so howdy, folks. My name is Mayor Reed. I'd like to welcome you to our town.
Oh,
Um,
the mayor.
yeah. I would have came over earlier, but your tummies might have been a little bit empty, and I just wanted to give you a little chance to get your order in, talk to Luann a little bit, and order some of that fine food she has on service here."
Mighty
Oh,
fine, and very generous of you. I
yes, thank
appreciate your
you.
consideration. It's not that often that we see such well-respected mayors in these parts. Thank you very much, and much obliged. Diane and Gregory, you can see he's kind of sweating, like kind of not paranoid, but like he's certainly kind of anxious. But like tries to best to keep the cool.
Yeah,
So
and
tell me about Rustin. What else is there besides the world famous chili that we heard about?
well, first let me ask you a question because, sir, you dress so fine. Did I tell you that yet? You dress so fine, even better than myself. I've been here a while.
Oh,
And you
that
see
is
him just like, I've never seen someone put together so well. And he looks down and he's tucking in his shirt, and he's not sweating or anything, but he's just he's trying to, when he's his mannerisms and talking to you, he's just trying to be at your level.
ah, don't worry. This whole thing. No, no, no. Just a drift job. I found it. Just gives you some comfort well, I did. Well, it's, he just starts to stammer and like kind of like
Yeah.
unable to kind of finish the sentence.
What brings you to what brings you to our small little town? Are you just here for the night? Are you here for the weekend?
Chili, of course.
Yes, and our car broke down up the road as
Oh, your
well.
car. That's so. I'm sorry to hear that about your car, but if anyone around here can get her fixed up, have you talked to Gladys yet? She'd be the
Yeah.
one.
Well,
Yes.
her show is on.
Oh, that show. Yeah, yeah. Don't. I've learned personally myself. Never talk to Gladys during her shows.
I think it was Judge Wapner.
Yeah. Mm, hmm.
Might have been Wapner. I don't know. Hey, Mayor. He leans in close. You know,
You you kind of get in close, but your hair kind of gets in his face, and he kind of like puts over the side a little bit.
oh, sorry about that. Oh, don't mess up. Don't mess the form. He's kind of like trying to form it. So he leans over. So tell me, what we do on site here is we do a little bit of paranormal investigation. Yeah,
Hmm.
and I wondered, you got any haunted places in this town? How old is this town?
You say
Mysterious
that.
deaths, perhaps?
Yeah, you say that, Gregory. And there's a few moments of silence as you look at him, and you can tell that he's thinking about a response. But give me, I think this is a perfect spot for if you don't have empathy, but if you can give me, uh, I think enigmas and cunning. I think that'd be a good one.
Okay, all right. That's only 4 die, but that's something, I guess.
No, don't forget if all three of you don't forget about your quips.
Right,
Hmm.
right. Okay. Wait a minute.
First line that I said.
Let me look at my quip again real quick. Well, well, in addition to hunting ghosts, we also work somewhere between justice and vengeance. Dun dun dun.
And the camera comes right in for a close-up shot, and then you hear like that over dramatic music in the background.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can add an extra dice to this roll.
All right, so I have two successes, two tens. So,
Okay, so you look at the mayor, and in those few moments, he goes from a concerned look, and then that kind of ear to ear smile just kind of comes back, and he goes, "Oh, you're there's nothing like that around here, Rust Run has some has some stories and things like that, but there are just folk tales. There's no such thing as phantasms. That's crazy talk,
well, I totally agree with you, sir. My job
Hmm.
is to debunk them because I fully believe that it's all a bunch of hooey. Now, Miss Diana here
We
is
indeed.
well, well, it is hooey, and I didn't see on the sign as we walked in here. Yeah, I didn't see on the sign. When was this here town established?
Oh, Rust Run has it's been around since I'd say the mid 19th century. I That's when those folk tales probably came. Those folk tales probably came about. But no,
So,
there's no such thing as there's no such things as like phantasms and whew, it's getting hot in here. Whoops, things
No.
like that.
Speaking.
Now,
Oh, go ahead.
oh,
No, 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 go ahead.
now, Mayor, you're hiding something from me. I know it.
She does
Is
It's one of my
indeed
that one of
have
your
a
quips.
quips?
It is.
she does indeed have a very perceptive manner here, and good sir, I do recommend. Oh, well, to be quite honest, she does know her ins and outs about these. Well, whims. I call them womanly whims, but I do say they are more accurate than my mother's suggestions about wearing a sweater on a cold day. I have to say.
I call it gas.
Gregory,
Full of
you're
it.
being rude.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I said that out loud. I apologize. I apologize right here now.
That's no problem there. No problem there at all. And um, Diane, you had said something before, I think, or you were going somewhere. I can't remember. Sorry.
Oh, I said you're hiding something from me. I know
Oh,
it.
all right. So with that, you can give me an empathy plus cunning roll, please.
Uh, 3. Do I get a +1 on that since I used equip?
Yes, you do.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what let's
Amazing.
see what happens. And you have 4 rewrites in your writer's pool.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Oh, that's one. One
Just one
success.
six, one success.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, just kind of like back with the professor. Yeah, the mayor gives you his grin kind of changes to almost like a, but quickly
Mhm.
comes back to, just proud and collected. But you do feel something,
Mhm.
Diane. Maybe it's from your previous when you're taking the scrying crystal and you're going round and
Mhm.
around. But it is telling you something. And as you look down, back toward the lady, back down toward the crystal,
Yeah.
back toward the lady, back toward the crystal, and the camera's following these dramatic kind of internal revelations, kind of back
I,
and forth. Uh,
I'm selling it too. I'm looking.
yeah, yeah, awesome. And the mayor's like, oh, whew, you folks. You folks have a lot of questions for people just coming through. Are you sure you're not here on some vacation
Ah,
or
oh,
just
no,
looking
no,
for
no,
these
no.
these folk tales? We have a place you can stay. It's unfortunate. Old man Bob, he passed away. Oof, thanks from yeah, he passed away there last year, and there's like we
Oh,
don't have a hotel.
that
Yeah,
is
we
the reduction of numbers on your town sign, I
oh
presume.
you saw that,
Ah,
did you? Yeah,
well,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it wasn't to be missed.
Yeah, we never had the time to fabricate a new sign that says population
No,
31,
no, no.
but that
I
yeah,
understand.
no,
State's
yeah,
always slow with those things.
oh, I know, right? Budgets and
Mm.
things like that. But yeah, if you need a place to stay, we don't have any like fancy motel or those big hotels from the big cities that you're probably
Oh,
kind of used to.
no.
But old man
I
Bob's place.
I think he's. I think the professor is now sweating equal amounts to the mayor as he's like, staying here? Oh, no, no, I believe that the car will be fixed anytime soon. And we will have some dinner. And
It just, it
yeah,
just
I,
overheated, Mayor. It's all we're going to need to do is get some water and cool it down, and it'll be
yeah.
fine. It's just, yeah.
Speaking of, I will just, if you excuse me, and he kind of like really in the most awkward way, kind of holding still the paperwork or like trying to put it back on the rubber band, kind of squeezes past you out of the booth and kind of
Okay,
trying to
okay,
go
Professor.
to
Oh,
the
jeez,
bathroom.
you stepped on my toe. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, yeah, you're fine. And the bathroom is over there. I just need some cooling down as I, whew, yeah.
He's a little,
That's
He just
okay.
gets
I got a
nervous
cousin.
around.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I got a cousin. Don't worry.
oh, I do too, but it was from the war. Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that roar was nasty, especially around these parts.
Mhm.
so you said somewhere
Mhm.
in the 19th century that this town was put together. Is that what you said? So that's like 1724, right? Something like that.
Oh no, like mid 19th century, so like 18 like the 1850s.
Oh, I thought
And that
19th
and
century was 1720. I'm sorry.
that's
Forgive me.
okay.
I never was too good with numbers. So,
That's okay.
all right,
And
all right.
he looks over to you, Diane. If you're one of those phantasm looking groups that's here for like from those universities, I tell you, ain't gonna find anything around here. But let me go
Uh-huh.
check out. If you're having car troubles, Gladys will get you fixed up, and we have
Well,
we have the world's greatest chili around here. But let me
So we've
look.
heard.
Yeah, yeah. Let me look into old Bob's place. Like I said, we have no hotels, motels around here. But if you need a place to stay, I'll go get it set up for you. How about that?
We would very much appreciate that. It, yeah, if we can get the car fixed today, then we're going to be on our way. But yeah, if not, then
Well,
much
if you need part,
appreciated.
yeah. Well, if the car needs parts, it is Friday night. Anything
No
coming?
parts.
Uh-huh.
No
Oh,
parts. We don't
okay.
need parts. I'll get a. It'll be fine. You- Speaking of which, I think I can smell it. That chili. Lose chili. He holds up a can. Ching.
As the actors playing these movies, anytime you reference it, it's a little bit of addition to your paycheck. So,
Mhm.
oh, good. So, yeah, no. So the mayor kind of gets up, and his boisterous self just kind of heads out. You see him go outside to his truck. But yeah, Prof, there, you get up and you said you were just kind of heading to the back, heading to the bathroom. The path to this is by that table with the older couple and their daughter, or seems to be, aged enough to be their daughter. And you walk by, and she's facing you as you know you're walking toward, and yeah, she's definitely looks like her father probably. So it is probably their daughter as you kind of come up. Brown long hair, stick straight. She's wearing bell-bottom jeans and the white t-shirt particularly. There's like rainbows and it says "feels groovy." That's written on the front in some psychedelic typeface, and she's reading a book. Looks like a battered copy of Rosemary's Baby. And as you kind of walk by her,
How old is
you
this little girl?
she looks to be probably in her late 30s, 40s, probably.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
you walk by her and she's like, she tries to get your attention, but she says something, but it's
I,
very
Sorry.
quiet.
I do think that as she does so, I think his initial reaction is a bit more scared, like, oh, somebody's talking to me. And as he does so, he kind of like breaks the rubber band and his papers become loose and I just kind of fly all over the place. And he's like, oh God, not again. And he kind of looks around and he pulls out, like lowers his sleeve and there's like a whole 2, 3 inches full of rubber bands. And he pulls out one rubber band. I was like, oh God,
Nerd.
I do apologize. And he kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
starts to
Well,
collect it.
yeah. No, actually, she gets down on the ground, and you see the parents kind of give her a little bit of a look, but they continue eating, and she's helping you pick up the paper, and she comes by your ear and says, "Please get me out of here. You have to help me."
He
And then her father
literally
look.
freezes. He literally freezes. Like, okay.
Then the father pipes up, "Becky, leave these people alone. They don't need none of your hogwash and stories."
He kind of collects a couple of the pages, leaving a couple always behind here and there. And he kind of gets up. Most of them. I mean, it's former, members of his cast that, well, other movies that you should see, but not in this one. They didn't make it to the
Yeah,
to
yeah.
this movie. And so he kind of gets up and he kind of looks a bit disheveled and clearly a bit frightened. Oh, well, good sir. I hope it's well. It's not to my dismay, but may I ask, uh, sorry, I just get a bit flustered in these small areas. How do you do, sir?
Good to meet you. I like to, don't mind my daughter here. She's always causing trouble, and we don't want her to
Oh,
cause we don't want her to
oh, no,
cause
no, no,
trouble
no, no, no,
for you and
no,
your
no.
group.
No, no, no. Yes, a group. I am here with a group of fellow like-minded individuals who are on a disposition, I have to say, as our car broke down just a few miles away, and we might even look into the possibility that well there might be some repairs needed that we need to stay the night. And when he says this, he does, though, kind of, zoom onto his eyes, narrow down, focusing on the daughter, and then kind of seeing what the reaction is, like if we stay the night.
Give me an empathy. Here I'm just trying to give me an
Okay.
empathy plus.
Uh,
Yeah, you're trying to you're specifically trying to read her. So,
yeah.
uh, do it enigmas. I think enigmas will be fine here. Do it enigmas and intellect.
Enigma and intellect. Oh, Jesus. That is 7 dice. Hello.
Oh, hello.
6, 7.
Bum,
Nice.
bum, bum.
And I
Very
lost one.
nice.
I'm just gonna re-roll this one. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Hello.
Okay. There's 5 layers of this proverbial onion.
Ah, come on!
This is the closest you've ever gotten. But I'll give you
Just need a
you
few
aren't
more
you,
pieces.
yeah, you aren't able to totally glean the situation, but when the consolation for this not, you got successes, but you didn't pass. So there's a little bit of a consolation. The look in her eyes when you say you're going to stay, she just looks at you like this. Her eyes go back and forth, like she looks like just scared, and then she just goes back to eating. And the father
Okay.
goes, "Oh, stay here this weekend, are you? That's good
Oh, yeah,
news.
yeah, Old,
Yeah,
old,
feel
old,
free.
old, old Tom's place or something.
Old Bob? Oh,
Ah,
poor old
Bob's.
Bob.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. No, he's if you were staying the night, that'd be the only place you could stay.
Do you mind? What happened to him?
Oh, unfortunate causes, unfortunately. He looks at you.
Yeah, and there's just like the awkward silence for like a second, 2, 3. All right then. Sorry to trouble and bother you. I'll be right off. Pleasure meeting you, Professor. And he kind of dabs into the table and kind of like immediately kind of goes over stuff. And um, Professor Roland Masterson. Pleasure to meet you. And kind of reaches the hand. And then he stops a moment for the daughter and kind of looks her into the eye. And it's just like this blank stare of equally being frightened to hell. And then he just turns around, "Oh, see you around." And he kind of hurries to the bathroom. No, not hurries. He quickly walks.
Okay, when you're in front of her, here, give me a. I want to. This is interesting. Okay, give me a sec. I want to roll for.
Ooh.
I
Ooh,
want to
you got
roll.
to roll.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
It's never.
What is
I
this?
never.
What is that?
I know, right? I never get to roll in all these games I usually GM, but this system lets me.
I
All
just
right.
make up something.
Yeah,
Oh.
right, eh? I'm gonna do
Yeah.
a. Oof, she doesn't have that, but I will roll. Oof. Nope, I only got 2 dice on this. And okay, I don't think this is gonna work, but we'll try. 4 and a 7.
Hmm.
Yeah, you see her try to go in her pocket, but it must be just the presence of her
Yeah,
parents or something. She takes her, like she was going to hand you something, but you just came in, was like, and went out just a little bit too fast.
Hmm.
I know. I have that. I have that appearance to some. Nonetheless, pleasure making your acquaintance. And he, scuttles off.
Okay. Okay, and at this point, you hear like just like backfire and of like an old truck outside, and you see a few moments later the mayor comes back in. Yeah, old Bob's. If you're done eating and things like that, I can drive you on out, and yeah, you can sell for the evening, and yeah, wait for Gladys to kind of fix your car. I was talking to her a little bit there while you folks were eating, and yeah, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. Carburetor's
Hmm.
dead.
Oh.
The professor would be still at the bathroom, in the bathroom. It will take him a
Okay.
while there. So
So
it's just the
he
two.
he told this to both Diana and Greg
Yeah.
at the table. Okay. Greg's like, the carburetor is just fine, sir. All it was it overheated. The,
Mhm.
the radiator needs some water.
I might have overheated, but
Infamous.
Gladys said it's cracked. That's why it
Crack.
overheated. She's gonna have to order one in, and since it's Friday night, Monday be the earliest she can get a new one in. Fortunately, you're stuck here, but thankfully we got old Bob's place here all ready for you. It might be a little dusty, no one's been there in over a year, but some
Mhm.
place to lay your
Mhm.
heads, do they say?
Right. He just looks over to you, Dan, and Greg's just like,
Well,
oh, is there any chance of us getting that chili? Because I am starving over here.
You look down and you see a bowl of chili, and it's already eaten. This is in the video editing. It kind of they screwed it up. They were supposed to show you guys eating and things like that, but they couldn't find the film, so it
well,
it got to the point where
He's,
you have a full
he's,
belly, and the mayor's there telling you where to stay for the night.
it-
um,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
yeah, to be clear, so when the crystal fell, it pointed it, who did it point to again?
The
To
girl.
to the couple and the girl that I was speaking
The
to.
couple and the girl. Okay, so
Specifically the girl.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay.
Well, let's be honest, on that distance, with that kind of accuracy, like on that tape.
Of course,
You
the one
hear
that says, "How
you hear from the
did you-"
bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, okay. So, whenever it does the cut back to a shot of the bowl that's half eaten, and it comes back to him, and he's got a spoon in his hand with some chili in it,
Yeah.
and he's like, and then his face pauses for just one moment. I swear to fucking God, if I got to eat one more damn bean, I'm going to spit all over your Italian shoes. Cut, please come back. Oh, that was fine, ma'am. That was really good.
Diana's looking like, yes, it was delicious. Anyway, yes. And maybe the professor is back at this point. Like,
Go to the bathroom.
Still the
still in the bathroom? Oh,
No,
okay.
no, I'm just
Well,
joking.
No, no, no.
Professor,
I,
you're back.
I, I, I do want a brief scene by myself in the bathroom. Um,
Okay.
I'm a little afraid.
Sure.
okay.
Me too. What's going on?
uh, me?
Does
Me?
this need to
Nothing.
be censored?
No, 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 nothing. And we're
It's rated
PG.
R.
This is mature content anyway. No, so he kind of enters the bathroom. Um, Probably not the cleanliest that he's used from his
Oh,
little place where he's used to. So he opens kind of with a pen. He pulls out kind of the stalls, and he kind of just looks at the scene inside a stall, kind of one by another, and then he kind of goes to the pissoirs, and then he kind of just, you know, he's he's getting a bit pale. He goes over to the sink, and he opens the water, and like the water just seems to him discolored, and he doesn't know if he wants to put his hands underneath, but somehow he needs to cool down, so he kind of puts his hands under, and it feels even weird for him. Like he immediately pulls a face, kind of washes it, splashes it into his face, and kind of just shakes all over, and then kind of just sees the water kind of circling into the drain. And for a moment, he kind of gets soaked into this like spiraling effect, and he looks into deep into the darkness, peering. Long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dread to dream before. And he shakes himself. Nevermore, nevermore, quoth the raven, nevermore. And he kind of gets up and kind of looks at himself, kind of, you could do this. Whew, you could do this. This is you. Yes, you're better now. It's not like with Sean and Casey. No, they were different, but these ones they'll make it. Yes, nevermore, nevermore. And he kind of buttons up all the buttons and turns out, straightens his jacket, and he walks out and back to the group. I hope I did a waxing poetical cinematic here.
You did. You did.
Oh, that was bad.
I know.
I gotta
It was
groan
So,
at that.
for everyone, what waxing poetical is, it's a rewrite. For this particular one, a player could take a turn adding to a poem, rhyming, or even going into a song they know from the 70s or around this era and go into like this soliloquy or scene, just like the professor kind of did here. And what this does is, so you've used that cost one rewrite from the pool, so you're back down to three. And what happens is when rhyming or singing or performing in this way, you get a +1 enhancement to all roles described in this particular, we'll just say this particular scene. So with your quip, like I think you said you used earlier, plus this epic waxing poetical kind of scene, you have an extra 2 dice for anything in this diner scene. And then you come back out. We see Diane and Gregory. We kind of look over. He's all nicely put together. He's not sweating anymore. And yeah, he comes out. What do you do?
Lovely.
Greg's sweating like profusely because you can visibly see his stomach is like is distended. He's like, hey, glad you made it out of the can. You got your chilies waiting for you over here.
I'll start with the burger.
Oh, that's right. You had the burger. Sorry.
If I might just take a seat. And he kind of squeezes in on the other side where Diane sits. And he
Thank God.
kind of just like brushes next to her and it's like, that girl is
She
under some
moves away.
serious. And he kind of moves up and you move away. He moves up, you move
Yeah.
away. And like until you're at the very corner. And it's like, well, let's not make this awkward, shall we? This the girl, and he kind of gives you a quick reprise of what happened. And
I
he says,
see.
yeah, well, maybe if we divide and conquer, and we shall maybe engage the parents in some sort of conversation while a young woman might escort the young lady away for some pleasantries on the bathroom
Well,
or
I look back at the woman and her parents. Um, she's a grown woman. She can't just
yes,
leave?
yes, that's what. No. You don't understand. These small towns. I've actually read a study about this. It was actually Hancock who, in the 1953, wrote a fantastical article about the
This is gonna take a
psychological
while.
effect, and it kind of trails off for a second there, but it kind of swears back just enough to tell you that psychological pressure can kind of create a situation where even as a grown up, you are highly dependent on your relatives or whatever. And in that case, a separation would be the only means in order to get her to fully reveal her intentions. And that is what he's suggesting to you.
Well, I mean, the mayor has already come by and asked us to um, go with him to Bob's.
Oh, no. We should not stay here. If by any means we should go, and the car is. He kind of looks over. The car is just a minor refill or something.
Yeah,
We kind of,
well, Professor, it is. I totally agree with you, but it appears we are being bent over by this. Sorry, I said that too loud. They're not being
well,
they're being not
Or
being nice.
by
We're gonna be
any
patient.
or maybe Gregory, you don't know as much as you think you know.
No. I would not have selected my dear Gregory here for a mission that I deemed the most utmost importance to my research. And if the case that I would have been by mistake wrong by selecting Gregory, and he kind of looks at him with this like, glasses down, stern look, like, I am not
Greg's like,
mistaking in you and your abilities, right? You are aware of your abilities to fix the car if necessary within a short amount of period of time with a certain amount of supplies.
well, I'm not a miracle worker there, Professor, but I
No, no,
certainly
no, no, no,
can work
no,
on.
no, no, no. You can fix the car, assuming on the assessment that you've done earlier. Because
All I
if it is
needed
true,
was some
then
antifreeze.
well,
Water and some antifreeze.
if that is true, then I would suggest we play along until nightfall comes, and then we'll use Gregory your abilities to fix the car and get as far away from this place as possible.
Right. Okay. So, we don't know for certain. It could very well
No,
have
no, no,
cracked
no, no,
the.
no, Gregory,
Hey, wait a
you
second.
just assured to me that the issue might be
Uh,
fixed very
Diana
quickly.
is getting up from the booth now, shoving
Where's she,
past the professor.
where's she
Like,
going?
Yeah,
you
he
boys
doesn't
talk
like.
shop and
Yeah,
stuff,
I
and
think they will discuss about the arrangement they had. Fully,
mm,
like the professor clearly like had expenses paid for this, and so like he is now reassessing Gregory, especially might his behavior of smoking some doobies had some influence, and so like he goes into that rhetoric. While you can
Okay.
squeeze pie by him.
Okay. As you're talking to Gregory about this, Diane, you got up,
mhm.
and as you're getting up, the older couple with the daughter are getting up at the same time. Looks like they're getting ready to leave. They've already eaten. They're leaving. But I'm going to ask you to give me a larceny. Larceny is kind of like stealth, and you're just trying to do things. But
Okay.
I think it falls pretty much under perception and things like that. You're trying to see something sneaky happen. So
Okay.
for you, give me a larceny plus cunning roll, please.
Okay. So that's
The difficulty is
4.
1.
Not to stress you, but like, don't fail that.
I got 1. I got a
Okay.
10.
Yeah.
Stress
So
you.
I got a 10, sorry.
I got a 10, so 1
Yeah.
success.
Yeah. So 10 is pretty much a crit, so counts as 2.
Oh,
So
amazing. Great.
yeah. So
Sweet.
you were able to so for 1 success buys off the difficulty, and then you have an extra success that, to keep it simply, you can use it in another role in the scene to add an extra dice. You can make it difficult for somebody to do something, or you can any kind of effect that you can think of. You can use that extra success on. So with that, so with the 1 success, you're able to see that the parents got up, and when she got up too, the daughter, she pulled something out
Mhm.
of her pocket and she stuffed it in the her parents didn't see her. She stuck something in the booth seat, like where the seat meets the back. There's a little
Yeah.
kind of
It's crevice. Yeah.
fold down there. She put something there, and
Okay.
yeah, she just didn't look, and we just quickly up in your direction, and she walked out with her parents.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going over to the booth and in a very dramatic, but trying to be sneaky dramatic, I'm gonna go look at the whatever note
Okay.
she stuffed in
Uh,
there.
there are still a few people. You when you get up and they leave, like you said, you're doing it sneakily. You look up and you do see that the cook from behind the window and
Mhm.
Luann, besides the music playing in the background, they're looking your way.
Oh.
So if you want to try to do this discreetly, and
Mhm.
you have 1 success from before, so that's an enhancement. You can try to roll another. If you're trying to do whatever you're trying to do, I would assume it'd be larceny and
Finesse or oh no, that would be
manipulation, maybe.
manipulation.
if
Okay.
you're trying to
All
Or
do something.
dexterity.
Dexterity, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
right. Oh, dexterity would be better. Yeah. Yeah, I will try to do it sneakily. I'm pretending I'm going to the bathroom and maybe I drop something out of my pocket or something.
Sure. So this one will be difficulty one because you know it's there, but I'll put in a complication that
Mm.
uh, that they're looking. So if you don't have enough successes to buy off this complication, then you will succeed, but they know that you found it.
I see. Okay. That is, I will use the one success from earlier
Okay.
because I got nothing. So,
Okay. So you got two successes or just one.
just the one. I didn't roll anything.
Okay. All right. So the complication stands. So you go down, you're able to pick it up. Uh, they don't know that you found something, but you did something. Like they're just, especially Luann, her smile and has gone to just like the camera goes
Hmm.
in. It's kind of like this, just like, you know,
Yeah.
stare, just like, and some ominous music pops on in the background, like,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I'm gonna fast walk to the bathroom with whatever this is and uh and read it in there.
sure. You go in one of the stalls. You see a bunch of paper
Hmm.
towel and everything piled up, probably from when, uh, yeah, when the professor was in there. Um, and yeah, you go in and it's a folded piece of photo stock actually, and you open up and it's it's a picture, and there's a
Hmm.
year written on it. There's a year written on it, and it says 1870 and 1870 Rust Run, and it's one of those photos where it's just a bunch of you see like you see the same old crossroads. It's a yellowed black and white photo, and
Hmm.
a bunch of people standing there, but it's the person in the middle that looks very familiar. It's like you've seen this guy before. And it looks like the mayor.
Oh dear. Oh
Uh,
dear.
how can that be? And then all of a sudden, we have one of those movie effects where it's just like everything goes like doo-doo-doo, 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 and everything goes around and around and around, and we smash
Breaking time.
cut. Yeah, and we smash cut back to the 1870s. You feel a strange sensation somewhere between a dissolve and a star wipe, and suddenly you're all different people, and everything's gone black and white for effect. Though you're basically the same as you were before, you're all wearing old-fashioned clothing, and you all talk sort of British for some reason. Unless you're British, then you talk sort of American, so vice versa. This act begins in this this act begins with your characters in a crowd of fellow villagers on the way to the town hall, which stands where the diner sits in modern day. The town's population is only slightly higher than it was in modern day, and in the distance you hear horses, shouting men, and metal scraping against metal. Many of the townspeople are carrying weapons and or candles and lanterns, and some usher children or the elderly along. One man near the town hall simply carries a large, blood red, leather bound book. You're swept up in the kerfuffle as you make your way to relative safely from something.
Oh my word. What what is happening?
Oh dear woman, why thou dost so seem distressed? Is there something that has befallen up you?
Uh Nothing has befallen me, good
Oh,
sir.
you look
Has
quite
has
pale, my
thou
dear.
been befallen?
Ah, my dear woman, I feel. He looks around. I feel thou strange, as thy eyes seems to watch me from the shadows underneath. There they
Yeah,
are, and there they
It,
nowhere be.
is it the devil's eye?
Hush, woman, speak no ill of the devil, as thy words will condemn you.
it's not the devil, it's a ghost night. As you folks are being trotted along,
Right.
there's this mother there's this mother with two kids, and this kid looks about 9 years old, and you're talking, and he just like yeah, he says that.
Yeah, well, Gregory looking at both the professor and Diana and the way they were speaking, he's like, he looks a little strange. My thinks that there is something up ahead. Toil, toil, boil, and trouble, fire, burn in the cauldron, bubble.
Methinks thy protest too much. Be quiet as we venture out for the ghost night. And he looks at
Yes,
Diane.
my
Oh,
lord.
And he kind of grabs you by the shoulder,
the ghost night.
frightened. Don't be afraid, for thy will be with thy community, and we shall be together as a communion, and we will protect thy.
Thy must be. Thy must be.
What they said, I have no idea what they're doing. Cuts way. It goes back.
It's just yeah, the woman who's with the child, just like it's just the banshee, it's just the banshees and ghosts that herald death. This happens every year. You guys know that. Then the other kid's like, I hope they don't get Papa this year. And you hear like musket blasts, and you hear a bunch of like echoing
dear.
fighting
Oh
in the
my.
background.
I fear the devils have betaken this town. Rustin has befallen to the devil's worship.
Banshees and ghosts are just the devil's work, aren't they?
Oh, they are, my dear friend, but that's why we're here for. And our beloved and betrusted. And he kind of looks at he looks at Gregory, not finishing the sentence, turning back to you. We've come here to solve this issue, for it might be that future generations depend upon our acting, that this will end here and now. Nay, it shall reveal itself in the future, but it ends today.
And with my and with my mother's good book, he holds up this old Bible, and the water from the River Jordan, we shall defeat the creature.
Ah, see, he is prepared, my dear child. And I
Yeah,
know
and
the spirits are pleasant with you, and they commune with thy soul. We shall be
and
aware of the anticipation.
and actually, beside you, Gregory, you see the actor who's playing the Reverend sees you come up with your Bible, and he comes up and he's pushing through a few people. Oh, good Gregory, I didn't know you were one with the Lord. And he has a cross, but just enough to carry, and he's carrying it like this, going up and all around.
Forsooth, milady, I do indeed follow the Lord with his mighty sword, and you should hold your cross aloft and hold back evil from whence it
Oh,
came. Is that right?
Gregory,
Yeah,
you're the most lordiest of lording believers.
thank
We have
you.
But good Gregory, we have tried this in the past few years since I've come to Rust Run, and every
My
year
dear, my dear priest, you are befallen ill on the remembrance of days prior. These people
death,
here,
the death.
yes, the devil is amongst us, and I do beseech you that this woman here has
He
known,
gets water
has
slapped in his face. As
has
he's talking.
understood the
devil is
ways,
about to just like slap the water.
has understood, has understood
Diana,
how
Diana's
to
like,
cast
yes,
out how to
The
cast
holy
it
water.
out.
I can feel the Lord's light inside of me.
That's right.
The
That's
Lord.
right. Good Diana. Good Diana. The Lord protects you.
She will guide us. A light, a beacon of hope, a beacon of sovereignty from the devil's grasp that has befallen this town.
You hear Greg mutter, "Oh, God damn it! I hope the check don't bounce."
And as you folks are kind of being brought along, there's a lot of the noise is getting louder as you're all going toward the town hall. And Professor, you look there's a figure standing on the kind of the veranda of the town hall, and he's carrying a leather-bound book. And you guys are close enough. You're going into the town hall and you're talking about all this. And he looks over your way. This is someone who's only been here in the last 6 months. He's kind of kept to himself. Know him best as kind of like he kind of trots around as a snake oil salesman. But he heard you talk, and he's holding his book strong and taut. Master Matterson, you know that the power of the Lord, the Almighty, will not protect any of the fools in this village.
I put my hands on Diane and on Gregory, and I walk straight up to him, and I smack him in the face.
No!
Nice. You don't even need to roll for that. You go in and just.
Was he supposed to do that?
It's improvisation.
Oh,
Shut up.
You dare not speak these words while we are here to remedy the fact that the devil has befallen this town.
You don't know anything, Master Matterson. It is not the devil at work here. It is of phantasms.
I grab him by the chest and I pull him closer, trying to lift him up, but realizing I'm not strong enough. But like, pull him closer. And it looks like I'm being very serious, but like I pull him just closer to me. Okay, so just what exactly is happening? Can you just elaborate what's going on? Like just but just whisper it in my ear as if you're like being tortured or something. To just like be quiet about it so that I know, and then I can present it to the but like
Yeah. So basically, I'm just trying to get you to my side, so I can use
I
my
know,
powers to form off the phantasms of the ghosts that are killing everybody, while the other guy's doing the Lordy stuff. Come to my side. The old Lord Almighty will save us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it pans over to Diana, and she has like, her bustier on with the
a
peasant
chest partially
uniform,
exposed.
What is happening?
Chris is gone.
He disappeared. Oh my dear, he has befallen the devil's grasp.
Greg's he's like, I bloody don't know what to do here. He's just frozen in this state of like, oh my God, someone help me. Go ahead, sorry.
The kid comes up to you, Gregory, and just pulls on your trousers. Don't worry, my daddy will save us all. He's out fighting the ghost right now. And then you hear a great big, and everyone's so tall. The kid's like, "Oh, I wonder who died." And it's just you look back, and you see the guy, and there's a big hole in his chest, and it's the kid's dad.
It's the kid's dad. Oh,
yeah. And he comes out, does a couple walks like this, and falls down on the ground.
Jesus. Is that a stunt double? The poor guy. We should look forward to helping him. And he kind of goes over, rushes over, and sprinkles some holy water on top of it.
And then the mother's like, "Oh no, let's get in the town hall. Let's get in the town hall." All right. We are back from a short break. let's just continue on. Our group of friends is back in the
They don't
1800s.
qualify as actually acquaintances, so yeah.
Yeah, no, just
How
like friends.
dare you? How dare you?
Bye.
Ooh,
Don't, don't.
some strife.
Mhm.
So yeah, no, we're back. The group is kind of being funneled. It's kind of like a angry. If you could just picture pitchforks and torches, it's an angry mob, and you folks are kind of in the middle of this. You've talked to a kid who's like, "Ah, it's ghost night," and his father had a nice, big hole in his chest from some things that are off in the dark, off in the distance. And you hear the clean and the clang from sabers and steel kind of going back and forth. And the sounds are coming in from all around. We have Diane and Gregory talking to Reverend Luke. He's trying to get them to his side. Like the powers of the Lord will prevail against this demon in darkness. It could be even the devil himself. Dun, dun, dun. But we have a sidebar with Master Matterson talking to
Professor.
Professor Matterson,
Yeah.
and he's having a sidebar with the spindly looking sales oils sit snake oil sales
Snake oil
snake oil
salesman, yeah.
salesman on the
No.
veranda of
Say
the
that
town
3 times
hall.
fast.
Yeah, on the veranda of the town hall, saying that he has the power to stop these phantasms from doing what they're doing, killing the villagers for some reason they don't know.
You speak ill, my dear child, but seriously, what is it that you know?
I know how to control them
Now,
with the powers
You,
of this book,
you
and the
do.
incantations and the power within. I can control them. Yes, I
he
can.
he does do his best to kind of actually kind of like lift him up a bit or just restrict his airflow like in a very mediocre way, but like if you speak ill, if you say anything that is wrong, they will devour you. They will literally just like tear and feather you and probably send you out in the forest and to be shot or killed or whatever the fuck is happening.
They shall not. I am all that powerful, Professor Matterson.
Oh
Your friends
dear.
should join my side as well.
But
Are we
wait,
are we hearing
let's
this?
I,
let's just see
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
side is. Let's
Oh,
just hear
okay.
what the side is. Tell me a bit more. What is that side? What does it entail? Like, what are the
oh,
AGBs? What are the general kind of working conditions? Like, to we sign a contract? Is there an NDA? Is that different from the
it,
other one that I signed?
he's
Professor, technical jargon. You just believe. Believe in me.
oh,
And he holds up the book and you see a thing of lightning go across the sky.
Diana is going to fall to her knees and put her hands together. You you have great gifts, great power. You you must use them well.
Is that a quip?
It is a quip.
Nice. So on your next roll, you have an extra dice.
Give it up, Diana. They only want to serve their master. That's a quip.
All right. Keep track of that as well. So the Reverend
The
goes,
professor turns around and kind of looks at the two. You fools. I just need a few more pieces of the puzzle to to understand what truly goes on. That's also a quip.
all
Wow,
right, so
we're quipping away.
yeah, each one of you, just remember that. And Master Gregory, Mystic Diane, believe in the Lord shall protect you. Come to my side. We will beat back these ghosts and phantasms with
I
prayer.
I can feel the Lord's light. I can feel the Lord shining upon me. I can feel the spirits in the universe
It's
Do not
just the
listen to
telling
horse,
me it
him.
right?
will all be okay.
Do not listen to him. He has your friend. He has the professor in his wild, wicked ways.
Oh, Professor, you must you must uh, you must shun him away from you. You must The holy water, Gregory.
Not that again.
You see,
What's my makeup?
yeah, you see the camera.
Ah.
It's pointed at Gregory, and it's just little spouts of water. But they had to retake the scene, so you just see
And
this
like
guy coming from the side
buckets
with a
of water.
with a bucket.
Ah! Ah!
Yes.
Ah!
Out, demon! Forsooth!
The power of the Lord, the power. Diana doesn't know any actual prayers, so she's just like, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, and our professor has sinned, and the Lord will taketh me in my sleep if I do not awake, and uh,
That's right. Pray, pray. And then, as kind of everything's going on in the background, you hear the noises. They're getting closer and closer, and people, the men and the lady and the woman who are fighting back these ghosts. They start to come into view, and you see them for the very first time. They look like real men, but they're decaying. They look like corpses, and they're actually floating probably about 4 inches off the ground. And the villagers are not doing too well, and it looks bad. But then it goes back to the snake oil salesman. Watch this. And he puts up the book, he opens it up, his eyes start oozing bright red blood on the side, and it starts frothing out of his mouth, and he goes, exactly like that. And the book, the sigils light up and glow, and all the noise, the gun musket sounds, the sword to sword, steel on steel, all goes quiet. And some of the villagers, they they take a look. Some of them are on the ground. They're going back, and then the ghosts are there, and they just look down, and they're just hovering. It's almost like someone shut them off. And then you see, look at that, Professor. The power is in the book. It's in me.
Forgot to pay the bill.
he, he's, and I elbow Gregory, like, he's so powerful.
Yes, I can see that now. For the king would be blustered with envy.
The professor
Indeed,
just looks
indubitably.
indubitably. There you go. He kind of looks down for a second. He stutters something, mutters something, and he kind of reaches into his like to his chest, and he pulls out the little kind of chain with the cross on it. And he kind of repeats the chant, and he kind of then brings it up forth, showing it to the snake soul salesman.
Spotlight comes down, is like blinding you. As you're holding this up. Sorry, go ahead.
No, pretty much. Which one was it? Imperat tibideus qui magna sue virtue tenebrarum serve in interiorem lucem vocavit. God commands you, who by his great power called you from the prison of darkness into the light.
The guy
That's right.
leans,
God commands you.
the guy leans down.
God commands you.
That wasn't in the script. Where did that line come from?
Hell if I know. I'm not getting paid for it.
And
Improvisation.
well, but yes, to kind of like to fulfill the scene, Professor Matheson actually looks like convinced by this, and he's shaking, and he's holding this up as if this is true belief that he's now presenting here.
All right. So all of you have chosen the side of the Lord, it would seem.
I'm just going along with it.
Yes.
Greg's just
Okay.
like, what the fuck is going on here?
All right. So as the villagers line up on polarized sides, some willing to try anything to save their township, and others resolute in their faith, it now becomes clear that the majority of the townspeople are on the side of a not sort of quick fix, no matter the cost. Friend Teddy's, the snake oil salesman, surrounds the opposition, which is the ones who partake in the power of the Lord, and he takes his lectern, laying his book out with reverence as he begins to chant eerily again. The book starts to glow, lightning his face from beneath. The rest of the faction, now his cult members, join in perfect harmony as you folks look on with disbelief. It must be the powers of the devil himself at work. An unholy wind whips up inside the town hall, whipping hair and skirts around and making lanterns flicker, and gutter. The townspeople are now chanting as one, and they advance on you. Reverend Luke is saying the Lord's Prayer over and over again. A child is crying. An eerie glow suffuses their countenances, and a mist rises up throughout the town hall. The lightning and thunder intensify, as do the sounds of the battle outside. The candles go out as one, and as you see them raise their hands and weapons to strike in a flash of lightning, everything goes black and still. From above, as if disembodied, you see them massacre your small group of dissidents before dragging your bodies outside. There are no soldiers in the view, and the townsfolk file away, leaving you in the mud and cold, though you don't feel anything. And suddenly, a jerking sensation brings you back to the present. But the sight of your lying, with the sight of you lying dead in the rain, will haunt you as long as you live. So now we are back in modern day.
What the hell just happened?
I'm still in the bathroom, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you, Diane's just looking in the mirror, and you just
Yeah.
all of a sudden just like realize, holy God.
And you crumpling the photograph in your hand, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while the camera goes to you looking at the picture and the guy in the middle in 1870, that's the mayor. How is this possible in 1970? This is the supernatural at work, Diane.
It's absolutely possible. And she stares
kind of
into the
just-
mirror.
You're kind of just urging me to use the second quip, all right?
Well, I'm about to use a quip. I'm gonna stare into the mirror. I'm gonna get very close to the mirror, almost like touching my forehead to it. You have great gifts, great power. You must use them well. And she crumples up the photograph and then shoves it in her pocket and then walks out of the bathroom.
Nice. What does she walk out to? What is Professor and Gregory doing?
When we left to the scene with going back in time or whatever, so that was after we had eaten, right?
Yeah.
And this is whenever there was stuff going on between the little
just
girl.
came back to the table, and we were arguing about your inadequacy in order to fix a car, based on the idea that at night we might need to leave. But yeah, I'll let you go first.
Right.
And then the professor is still staring into no man's land.
Well, I think Greg is paying attention to Diana. Like when she comes back, she's probably. I'm assuming she has a look on her face, a little bit of a strange look. You all right? You don't look quite so good. I don't know. Did you get what? It wasn't gas, was it? No.
I am a lady. I don't get gas, Gregory.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry.
But
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You should see my grandma. Go ahead. Go on. Sorry.
we should discuss it in private.
Okay. All right. Oh, private. All right.
Well, that's the thing. It's dark outside. And with the little light that's in this diner, you look around. You are by yourselves.
Well, shit.
Oh,
Everybody
The
go home.
professor the professor's voice just kind of booms suddenly out of his kind of trance. Just a moment. Just need to be right for that, you know. Vare Satana, inventorat magister omnis facilite, hostis humanae salutis. Basically, begone Satan, inventor and master of all the seeds, enemy of human
Is he
salvation.
gonna
And he
keep
kind
on
of just,
doing
he
that?
kind of grabs for his chest and he kind of just looks around, kind of befuddled. Hi, I do apologize. Uh, I, uh, the, is the burger still
So,
there? Is the food still on the table? Like, is it as it we left it, or?
Yeah. The stage crew just they forgot to clear the table, so all the food's still there.
Yeah, so he kind of just looks at the burger and he kind of just looks at the others and kind of briefly shrugs his shoulders and kind of like while looking at Gregory, he kind of reaches for the burger and is like,
so,
That pretty good there, Professor? I'll
um,
take.
so,
Excellent.
so
cold?
you were there. You were there too. You were there in the past.
No.
You
No, no,
remember?
no. No, 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 sorry. That
I thought,
did you
wait a
get
minute, that was a
you
dream.
you got the wait, I thought I got the wrong lines.
Aha. It
Wait.
wasn't a dream. And she pulls out the picture and she slams it on the counter.
Holy shit.
The
There's this
mayor.
like quick scene cut where like
Oh, God.
That's right. That's right. That's the mayor right there. And we were there.
And he was just there at the table talking to you about 20 minutes ago.
And he was just here. Where is he?
well
Wasn't he supposed to show us
he
out?
left 20 minutes ago, so like he might be like
So
anywhere
what do you
in
think he
like a
is?
mile an hour.
What do you think he is? Do you think he's a ghoul? Do you think he's a demon? Do you think he's the devil?
I don't know. I don't know what he is. I couldn't get a reading from him. He must
A
have been
vampire. That's
psychically
it.
blocking me somehow.
See?
No,
Vampire.
vampires
They can
aren't
do it.
real, Gregory.
Well,
Come
shit.
now.
If they, whatever you say. All right.
Professor
Vampires aren't
takes
popular
up
yet,
a couple
Gregory. Come on.
new pages of paper and he starts to scribble down stuff. Just a few more pieces of the puzzle. Just a few more. Yes.
And because they lost some more film, the camera goes to the door. But it's not the diner door. It's a picture of looks like a log cabin door. And it has one of those curtains drawn over the window, and you hear knock, 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 and it's nighttime, and it's raining, and you hear the thunder and lightning pervade throughout
Wait,
the sky.
are we inside or are we outside?
Oh, you're inside a log cabin.
Okay,
Are
we
we,
are inside. Okay.
are we asleep or whatever? Or
No, you're all standing there exactly how you were in the diner, except now you're in a log cabin looking at the picture of
I knew
friend
it.
Teddy, the mayor, and everything. And the camera goes to the door. Knock, 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 knock. It comes
I
back
knew
to
it.
the folks.
They couldn't contain themselves, but they will cast upon their evil, wretched ways, the way they have done for so many centuries.
Yeah.
And he kind of grabs Diane by the
What?
shoulders and kind of shakes her. Do you know what this means? What is happening?
No.
I
Greg.
hated you for this. And he shakes her more like airplane, like more shaking. That obviously gonna help it.
Greg fully believes that he got some bad shit, and he pulls out his bag of pot and literally throws it out the window. This ain't good no more.
Yeah, it just hits the window and kind of like slowly like slides down on the inside.
Knock, 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 knock.
You gonna answer that?
I'll get the door.
Yeah, I let
I'll get the
Diane
door.
loose and kind of
Let
like
go of me.
push her away.
And again, I like you take a picture and I'm just like looking candid but not candid.
And
And you,
actually, the professor actually will too, like surprise.
what's
And then
Gregory
I go
doing?
to open the door.
Gregory's just kind of he looks down after he's like, see if it happens again.
And just for a
I
For the
put
brief,
my
for the photo album. It's
brief
for the photo
second, like,
album.
yeah. I put my hand on the professor's shoulder and I'm laughing.
Right.
Yeah, and you dramatically open the door, and the door goes.
Yes.
And you see it's Becky. She's standing there in her feeling groovy t-shirt, but all her hair is washed, and she's there, makeup kind of just falling down her face. And please let me in. They're after me. They're going to kill
Let me
me.
get inside. And I pull her in and close the door.
All right, she does the whole like jerk move where you kind of
Yeah.
bring her in, and she's just looking all around like, is it safe? Is everything locked? Close the windows. Put the shades over. Put the curtains. They're all out there. They're going to kill me.
I'll do it.
professor,
He
the
goes around.
professor kind of just like closes one curtain, like slowly, like.
It cuts over to Gregory, who's like throwing everything, shutting everything up, trying to lock everything up, and it cuts back to the professor. One thing. All right,
You-
we're all buttoned up. Anybody got any weapons? We got to have some weapons. We got to fight off these things. I don't know what they're going to be. All I got is some holy water here. If it's not a demon or a devil, this ain't going to do shit. So
It's not the demon and it's my mom and dad. It's the villagers. It's everybody. They killed Old Man Bob last year. Now it's my turn this year, and you guys came in. And you guys are my chance to escape. You guys can get me out of here. We can. I can't.
No,
Good
You guys
God.
can get me out of here.
it's
Please bring me with you. I don't want.
it's
I don't
gonna be
want to
an
die. I don't
airplane.
want to die.
It's gonna be an airplane scene. I walk up to her, shake her, like, calm yourself, just get yourself together, and kind of smack her.
Okay.
oh
You give her a
god,
good.
no.
You give her a good smack on the side of the face. Okay, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm here now.
So, what are you saying? What are you saying?
They're gonna kill us. You guys know too much, and I'm next in
Uh,
line. It's the only way to keep the ghosts at bay. It's the only way. It's a curse. This place is
I
cursed. Cursed.
I always
Cursed.
Dum
I
dum dum.
I had always believed human sacrifice had died out.
Hell no, she says in her feeling groovy shirt. Uh, they're out there. They're coming. They're almost here. Can you hear them? You can see. We had. They're. And then like even though the two front windows, the shades are drawn and everything, like you see the hue of just maybe some flashlights. You see some, if people are walking in the
Come on,
flashlights, like
pitchforks and torches. They must be.
must be.
Must be.
It's a bad cut, and it's actually a kind of Nosferatu black and white cut of like people walking in pitchforks and torches up to the cabin, but then inside it's modern day, and it just doesn't line
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
Greg is looking
They
for a way out of the back of this place. He's looking for a back way out.
Oh,
they
there's
didn't
that.
want to hire all those actors. They didn't want to pay too much. So
The
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
was too like it's the scene we want. We can just reuse. Why reinvent the wheel, right?
Yeah. Well, in this particular set, Gregory, you said you're looking for a back way out. There's the back
Oh
way
yeah.
out, but on the set itself, they only had enough money to construct three walls, so they painted on a concrete wall and the one in the back. So you tried to,
I try to grab the door handle and it's like
yeah.
a wall. I'm like,
And you're like, yeah, yeah, it's not going to open. And then as you're trying that, kind of freaking out, you hear from outside, Becky, it is your turn. Your turn to sacrifice yourself for the curse.
I
We
quickly
know,
grabbed
we,
that. Oh, sorry.
we know the rest of you are in there. We don't want you. We want her. She is the sacrifice. Let her go, and you'll go as well. You see Becky.
Gregory
oh,
runs in front of Becky, stands in front. If you want her, you have to go through me. Quip.
well, Gregory, maybe we should talk about this. I mean, They did say they'd let us go.
They only want to serve their master.
No, no, no,
But
don't let them go. Please bring me with you. Don't let them kill me.
Becky,
No.
I
Becky,
just,
I need you to be brave here, okay? I need you to be brave.
Are you joking with
listen.
me? Are you not bringing me with you? I
No, no, no,
can't
no.
read.
Listen. I just need a few more pieces to the puzzle, and I can come up with a solution that satisfies us all. Okay?
Okay. I trust you. Look smart.
Thank you. It's
Uh,
the leather patches that they. Yeah, yeah. You see, they're over there.
See Gregory just taking pictures like the show of Feeling Groovy. It's kind of like ripped down the middle now. It's just like
Well, but every time like he takes a picture, it's like me and Diane are just like naturally just like posing. Ah, um, and,
this movie
uh,
production was didn't have enough money.
no. But so as Becky is kind of hiding behind God damn it, Gregory, I kind of lean to Diane. So technically, if she's dead, they can't use her and we can get out anyway, right?
well, they need a sacrifice for the curse.
All right, but so
So we need
he's
to,
kind of, nudge, nudge, hint, hint, point, point to Gregory. He's the B class
eh,
anyway.
yeah.
He's not. He didn't sign a contract for the Fallout movie anyway.
Well, I gotta say that. Well, it sucks to be her. That's all I gotta say. Oh, Becky.
yes, Becky dear, yes, we
Yes.
will save you and take you with us.
That's
I
great.
promise.
Oh, thank you. You're such kind people. And then you hear a bang on the
Yes.
door.
The professor buttons up his suit all the way down, even the lowest button, and he approaches the door, straightens everything up. He opens the door a bit and says, "Hello."
Before you say something, you open the door, you go, you just get this splatter of bright red blood as a gunshot of the person standing there, one of the villagers from earlier. I think it was Carl, the guy from the kitchen. Just his head is just like blown completely off, and you are just smattered with chunks of meat and brain.
Jello and Cura syrup. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Cura syrup.
and from the background, all that kerfuffle and everything starts to happen again. You hear, no, no, we got the sacrifice. She said no, no. Then you hear you hear horses. You hear just
Horses. Okay.
I think Diana didn't maybe see the blood, so she's like coming behind the professor and just is like, excuse me, can we get in writing that you're only going to give and oh my God.
Um, I do think I wanna. Oh, shit. I do want to invoke a rewrite,
sure.
and I do want to invoke. Oh, yes. Um, yeah, I'm gonna
Big
take.
decisions.
Yeah, they are. I'm gonna choose cheap set, um, which is all we
Okay.
can afford. So that's two rewrites. And I'm gonna say instead of like an actually obliterating hole and explosion of a gunshot, all we can afford is like somebody actually throwing like sandbags, cornhole sandbags. And so like they kind of like throw at the door, and the actor is kind of just like, "Oh no, you hit me!" And it kind of goes down on the ground, but like is actually totally fine. And just like, "Oh."
Totally. That's what these are for. So, yep. Rewind, cut, edit, just sandbags. And the
Oh,
sound, yeah. You see Becky. Oh my God, it started. Ah!
Yes,
blood
they
curdling scream.
started to throw the sandbags, to shoot at us. Go find cover. I will see if I can save him. And I kind of literally just pull the guy inside and kind of throw the door shut.
Okay.
Uh,
Gregory and Diane, what are you doing?
um,
See Chris's face. Where do I go from there?
Where are we even? What do we do?
Well, he starts to remember his lines and think about the motivation because he literally has he's like I've got to think where's the motivation of my character? Ah, yes, he's a skeptic, major skeptic, and it's all an illusion. So he's basically trying to tell everybody this is all an illusion, and none of it's real. You just relax. It's all right. I think you all been doing a little bit too much, stuff, and yeah. So just relax. It'll pass. He looks back at the other at Diana and the professor, going,
Gregory, um, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there is a curse, and I think the only way to break this curse is a counter curse. And Diana takes her crystal and puts it between her hands, and she starts, uh, you know, going back and forth, swaying back and forth,
Greg
and
gets into it with
calling.
her. We're all doing it.
Yeah.
Everyone in the room, even Becky's just like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yes, yes, sway with me, sway
Yeah,
with
it's
me.
it's in the script. It's page 64.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
just go.
Go with it. Go with it. Go with
Count
it.
counter curse. Uh, oh God, spirits above, please counter curse. La bit la la
La la bulu bulu.
hey
I like that one. La 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 boo boo
La la bulu
boo
bulu.
la 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 boo 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 boo.
All right. So for this, what is the flavor of this counter curse? What do you want it to do?
I want the
It to turn into a 70s intro show to a slap comedy show.
it's gonna turn into Benny Hill.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we're all just going to be, so we're going to be able to escape, but we have to run in like
Through
a
doors and we run through doors and doors and doors and doors.
Okay.
and we're going to go back and forth between the trees and the doors, and sometimes like people are going to be in their underwear, and then they're going to be back in clothes, and then they're going to switch clothes, and then eventually we'll be able to like run out of the cabin and get away.
All right. Okay. So this is how I see this working. You can do something like this, but you have to. I'll get you to roll your enigmas plus composure. That's a lot of dice.
Okay.
But there's three of you, so it's going to be a complex action or a milestone, they say. So you have to succeed 3 times in this round of things for all three of
Okay.
you. My question is, are you bringing Becky with you? Because then you'll have to do 4. Or is she staying
Ooh.
behind?
Well, she's just like
Becky
a
Schmecky.
peripheral character. Yeah, she's a peripheral character.
Yeah. We're going to pretend like we're saving her, but not really.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna
So 3
Scooby-Doo
times.
her.
Okay.
All right. So normally the difficulty is 1, but there is a lot of stuff happening off in the background. So I'm going to make it difficulty 2 as you're
Okay.
trying to do this and maintain your composure. But the complication is you have to deal with just the moral dilemma of leaving an innocent behind. So you succeed with 2 successes, but if you don't buy off the complication, each round will weigh on you more and more and more as you're leaving one behind.
I got
that makes
four,
sense.
four dice from Quips. So I'm going to spend
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these on this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
so we're each rolling
we have to
ourselves.
each roll this, is what you're saying?
Well, I was just going to say the one doing the counter curse. There's going to be stuff happening during
Okay.
this Benny
So Chris-
Benny Hill moment. There's going to
Yeah,
be stuff
yeah.
happening.
Okay. So I also have 3 quips, but I'm just going to spend one right now, and that gives me 8 die. So
All right.
Jesus Christ.
She can do
Well,
it.
well, hey, never know. We'll start off with you first.
we'll start
Well,
this off.
year zero engine. You are likely
Huh?
more to survey. Year zero engine, in general, like the more dice you roll, or in general, the more dice you roll, the less likely you are
Yeah.
to succeed.
I wish I had Benny Hill music for this.
I know.
Well, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, watching this real life, we might do a post edit to just invigorate this to the better.
Okay. So I got a 9 and a 10, so that's 3
Three
successes.
success. Okay, so
Ooh.
you're good. So basically, you maintain your composure, throw the strife that's kind of happening in the background, and who gives a fuck about Becky? Is basically what just kind of happened there. All right, so
He was toast anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
describe what's happening with Diana because it is mystical and magical. Feel free to
Okay.
over or be
Yeah.
flamboyant.
Yeah, so it's first everybody's swaying and chanting, and she's, trying to do the curse. And then she releases her hands and her shirt flies open for some reason. And
Gregory,
the spirits have spoken. And then we start running.
start running around. Cool.
Yeah.
And Greg immediately got shh.
Yeah. So
The
Greg,
wind is blowing
yeah.
and
Oh my
So
gosh.
Gregory, you're trying to take a shot, Professor. Are you starting to sweat again?
Um, I think it's a combination of sweat and also I mean, you're obviously gonna photobomb that picture too, like
Mhm.
That's true.
with his like, yeah,
Yeah.
me, I'm just here, right here. But a bit of sweat, but it's more so um yeah, it's a very difficult decision for him because there's your proof, the proof your own eyes need, and it's clear that this is gonna happen. And therefore he's a bit torn in how this affects him. He will do the Scooby-Doo kind of run where his feet kind of move faster than his body and kind of just
Mhm.
disappear after Diane.
Yeah. And Gregory, as you're taking that picture, out of thin air comes this old Confederate soldier, and he's looking at you in the eye. And he comes down to your level, and you just see like half his jaws kind of coming out. He's decomposing. Looks like he just crawled out of the ground. And he comes down to your level, and he goes, "You're not supposed to be here." And he brings up his gun, and he does that almost looks like a cowboy thing. He locks it, and looks like he's about to unload between you and the professor. What do you do?
Hmm. Would he just save his own skin? Or would he actually try to help the others? Uh, Pretty sure he would save his own skin. So he's just gonna like dive, dodge, whatever, to get out of the way.
Okay.
So I don't know what that would be here.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to dodge and get out of the way, that will be a dexterity based roll. But
Okay.
we're going to see what the professor's reaction is first.
Got it.
You're
You're on
muted.
mute.
I'm Scooby-Dooing it out, so I'm not sure if I have any vision to that scene at
Okay.
all. So I
Okay.
might be completely blindfolded about that.
Okay. All right. So for me to usually hit, it's all based on rolls and how many successes, and each success is usually a hit, and it's difficult, usually difficulty 1, but there's this incantation going on. There's Becky's
All right.
screaming,
Yeah.
And so usually,
Thank you, of
so to
course.
hit, so to hit you two, it'll be base difficulty two. But since Diana's doing some mumbo jumbo magic, I'll need three successes to hit either of you.
Oh,
Yep. So it's going to be
Okay.
very difficult for me right now as this guy, and he just has like, and he's just like, and he's just firing like two or three shots at once, just bang, bang, bang. But there's so much smoke that comes out from this gun that just billows up. It's almost like you're in. It's almost like he's in makes his own like deep, dense fog. So next round he's going to be completely blind.
Okay.
Well,
But he
okay.
does, but he does get a lot of dice. So let's see what happens. All right. So for this guy, it's going to be his aim gives him three dice, and he is going to do this based on dexterity. So he's going to get six, and
Ouch.
I think that's all. But he needs a lot of successes to actually kind of hit. So we'll see what happens. Two, a five, a seven, a six, an eight, and a one. So he only gets one success. So he's just there. But he
Failed.
just the
Failed.
floor splinters up, concrete of the back wall kind of chips, and he's just standing there in his billow of smoke, and you just see just like these red kind of circular lit up eyes, and just like because of this cheap effect.
So this musket is sounding like a machine gun.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, just
the
wanted to
guys from
clarify
they,
that
They,
one.
I tell you,
yeah, they didn't have,
Steve from Probs, he again fucked it up. It's the wrong kind of
well, no, it's audio
century.
editing. They didn't have a musket
Audio,
sound.
yeah.
Oh, that
So it's
too.
like this is World War II. It's probably from Sansa Iwo Jima or something like
Yeah.
that. Go
All right,
ahead.
so we go
Right.
to you and the professor. What do you two do? It's your turn.
I'm, I have no weapons.
You could have a weapon.
I'm pretty sure.
You do.
Well,
You do
depends.
have.
Well, what's around?
You do have rewrites. All right, I think you have one left.
We have one. Yeah.
You can use one to be like, oh,
Well, he already said he was going to be blind in this next round because of all the smoke.
yeah,
So he's just gonna hightail it out of there. Just yeah. Use the black powder smoke to cover his movements and get the hell out of the wherever he's at exactly. So
okay, yeah. You're just inside the house. Do you if you go run outside? There's a lot of action happening out there right now. Or do you try to hide in another room?
I think what I'm going to do is actually run around behind him,
Okay,
hunkered down, and so he doesn't know I'm there, and then maybe I can blindside him on the next turn or something.
sure. Give me a. Usually it's larceny is the stealth skill, but you don't have that. But you can roll attribute. You can roll your dexterity if you
Yeah.
like the
So
3d10.
right.
Plus you have your quip dice if you want to add to that.
This is pretty important. Um, I add two dice to it.
Okay.
That puts me down to two. So that's three. Okay. Total five. All right. Two. I got
So the
two.
amount
I got two. Two.
Okay, so the amount of successes that you roll is the amount that's added to the difficulty. So for me to do anything next round against you required me to roll three successes.
Ouch. Okay, good. All right, cool. That works. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Professor.
Well, thou shalt not underestimate the mightiness of the pen over the sword.
Here we go.
And he will.
Nerd.
Well, I do have the leather patches on my tweet, so like
Hmm.
I can be that.
So you
He
keep reminding us.
I know. I have to because you forget. So I will walk up to him. I will pull out my pen and I want to stab him in the neck, uh, amongst the gunpowder. And I face him right out because what fear do I have to face but my own mortality? But I have to chase is life and death, which is eternal.
Right. We'll say that since he's blinded and since you've done another awesome quote, you'll have a +2 enhancement. So that means two
Ooh.
dice, two extra dice to the roll. And
Two
if you're
extra
trying to
dice.
step,
And I did reset my quips to there's your proof, you're nice. So that's only one more die for that, if I'm
so yeah,
correctly.
this would be a close combat plus might. So I think you're going to need those extra dice. So it's
Yeah, that is
base two plus whatever you'd like to use.
Greg leans
yeah,
over to
base
Diana and
two
is like,
plus three. Yeah, that's plus three. Yeah, there we go.
he
Let's
leans
see
over to
what
Diana and
those
says, "Is he
babies
trying for
say.
an Oscar role?"
I think he's been trying for the Oscars for
Holy
a long
shit.
time. They snub him every year.
Um,
Yeah, but for this kind of
well,
oh,
so that's
hello.
two tens, an eight, and a nine, and a two.
All right. So that's 4 successes from the tens and then two more.
Yep.
All right. So you get six altogether.
Okay.
And all right. So where did this pen stab so violently?
No, I think it's the subtle thing. It's just into the neck. And it's like the pulling out that does the damage.
Ah, of course.
Ah,
Because I
sprays
need
the room.
well,
Yeah.
because the
He's
mo
like turning around like,
the moment I plunge it in, I'm like, oh shit, I need to write this down. This is a great, awesome scene. I'm like, I pull it out and I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
And
that's not.
yeah, and from that, it's kind of like one of those animatronic bowl things that they built for this particular scene. So the fog machine's kind of blowing up, and this thing with like red blinking eyes is just like, and you hear on a crappy speaker in the background.
And the
is
Wilhelm
And
there just
scream.
like a close up of each of us just being sprayed with blood? Like,
exactly,
For me, it'd be
and
like, for me, it's like, all right, just do it
yeah.
quickly, quickly, mate. Just right, just.
And
Oh,
and we
all right, that's good.
for
That's
for
good.
for for you, we have the like off-cut scene where you just like sprayed with a spray gun or something or a
Yeah.
syringe. It's like
squirt,
Stop,
squirt,
blood.
squirt,
stop,
squirt.
just don't get it in my eyes. All right, just don't get it in my eyes. Yeah, that's right there. That's right. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Always cut back.
Yeah, yeah, and with that awesome pen jab, that was basically half his health right there. So
Oh,
good job.
Wow.
nice.
All right, all
Half,
right.
wait,
So the
wait, wait,
camera,
wait. Half his health? What the fuck? Holy shit!
the camera.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you see the professor just like, oh, he's not dead yet. We're done. Then it goes
Yeah, no, no,
back
no.
over to
I
Diane.
I will visibly like rejoin back and like, what the fuck?
Are you
Uh,
trying to write me out of the sequel or what is happening?
yeah, I don't know even what I'm gonna say it like, I don't know what's happening anymore.
All right, back to you, Diane. What's happening with
Mhm.
Diane?
Um, am I still trying to do this curse? I
Yeah,
have to roll like two more times, right?
yep. Two more times.
Okay. All right. So I'm I have the 8 dice again because I have another one
Yep.
from my quip. So I will do that. I mean, la
And
la
there's no
la
complications because you
la.
rolled well last time.
Awesome. La 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 la.
Hakuna
Um,
Matata.
Good Matata. No
that
worries, mate.
hasn't come out yet. Um, that is two.
Okay.
Two successes.
All right, you're
Successes.
able to get through this, and you hear outside things are a lot of like zombie noise, like, and some
Yeah.
it sounds like the villagers are gaining, but yeah, but then but then you look over at Becky, and you have an ounce of should we leave her behind, and you kind of get caught up in the moment a little
Oh,
bit. So
she's still alive.
Okay.
yeah. So that'll be a complication on your last roll. So you'll need 3. It'd be go difficulty 3 with still one more complication. So you'll need 4. All right.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. All right. So the animatronic is replaced with the actor again. And he's just like, "Ah," laughing maniacally, getting all the fog out of the way. But the door bursts open, and the bunch of the angry mob comes in, like back here, back here. And there's probably about 5 to 10 of them that just kind of funnel in, and you're hidden well, Gregory. But they see the professor, and it is a mob.
For I will
And
not be hiding in the shadows, for my presence shall be known for eternity, that I will be the one that has rescued dear poor Stephanie. No,
shut up!
Betty.
And they come in and they try to they try to mob stomp you. So 1 sec here. All right, so
Fantastic. I love that.
yeah. So since it's a mob, it's close combat 1, and then they're going to have might of 2. But since it's a mob, they get a +5 enhancement. So
fantastic.
that
I
adds
love
5
that.
dice. So let's see what
Go
happens
for it.
here. All right, so you're there. It's just difficulty 1.
I'm not only there, I'm present. If you know the artistic language, I am present in the scene, and I shall display the honorable death
I
that
am
Shakespeare.
actor.
I'm an
I am a
actor.
serious actor.
I
And
trained at the Royal Shakespeare Academy, and I've been Hamlet.
The
I've been King Lear.
auxiliary Shakespeare
as
Academy.
as he goes on, rolling 3s and 4s doesn't help. So the angry mob comes
Oh,
up.
I go on
They
doing
stop
this.
and they're like, "Whoa, do you hear this going on right now?"
They cut to
Yes.
to Greg, who's kneeled down on his knees and he's smoking doob, and he kind of leans up around the guy. It's like, really? Holy shit!
The power of speech. I honestly, out of all those dice, yeah, absolutely shit.
They shall knight me soon, for the Queen
Oh,
knows
is
the
he
presence
British or
that I've
something?
presented
Wow.
He
to the
doesn't shut up
English
soon. I'm going to
language.
kill him.
All right, Gregory and Professor, what are you doing?
Well, it, hmm, I'm in a cabin. Okay, what's in this cabin? Is there anything but just walls? I
No,
mean,
no. Hey, you're in a main room. So there's, it's kind of like open concept a little bit. There's a few bedrooms off to the side. Yeah, I figured you jump behind this kind of big couch.
or
This is
something
all,
like that. But yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah. Like this is Old Man Bob's cabin. So there's a lot of there's a little bit of dust everywhere. White sheets are over all the furniture.
I'm looking for a
There's a
fire
wood
poker.
stove. Yeah, there's a fire poker.
Okay, yeah, he's going to grab a fire poker and take a swing at this dude while he's not looking, and hopefully
right.
catch him completely off guard. So, and he's going to add in his final 2 dice, my final 2 quip dice on this.
So yeah, close combat is 2 plus might of 4 plus your 2 dice. So 1, 2, 6, 7. You get 8 d10.
8 dice. All right.
Are you happy yet?
I'm getting there. Getting there. Let's see if we get him or not. I don't know. Let's see.
8
Wow.
is 9.
Okay, so that's 2 10s.
4.
Um, yeah, that's all I got. 2 10s.
Okay.
That's
One.
just
Well,
two
2
successes,
10s
so.
is 4 successes.
Is 4 successes.
Yep.
Oh, really? Does it count as 2? Oh shit. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Four
So yep. So 1, you overcame the difficulty of hitting them. So then the 3 after that is like, so you come. Yeah. Explain what happens. Well, it's Gregory's scene. You hit him good.
Gregory's like, all right. I've had about enough of your shit. He takes the blunt and throws it away. Picks up the fire poker, turns the hook towards the downside, and just bam, right on top of the head, and drives it in. So yeah,
The actor goes off. They bring the animatronics back on. You come in, and he just. But it has a couple more jerks. He's almost there. You're almost there.
oh my
And,
god,
and he's like, no,
Wow.
you will not. No. Then the animatronics goes away and the actor comes back, and then the rest of the fog kind of just.
so now he's
But
got
a flesh wound.
it's got a
But a mere
rubber.
flesh wound.
So we're gonna say it's a rubber poker that they managed to stick to the top of his head, and it's
Yeah. flopping around.
Wobbling
Yeah,
around.
it's wobbling around.
Yeah. Yeah.
As the professor's action, if I may, I want to, because he's facing now Gregory, I do want to approach him from behind and literally do the most unhonorable thing imaginable.
I go
I'm
top him to
just
death.
gonna.
Just kidding.
Okay. You didn't have to stoop that low. Like, I'm just playing a role here. This is why you hired me, director. I'm sorry if I'm doing the job.
Oh, these
I'm
temper
go.
tantrums.
I'm going on about like half an hour before explaining why you hired me.
Wasn't
Nonetheless,
I doing a curse or something? Jeez.
so in the meantime, what I want to do actually is just literally walk behind him and just kick him in the nuts.
Excellent. Give me
Like
an A.
literally full kick, like from the back, straight through his legs, up into his crown jewels.
Sound technique.
All right.
Yep.
Going for the low hanging fruit.
Yep.
Hey.
You know,
Close
if you don't
combat
know what
plus
to
might.
do, close combat. That's nothing. Might is two. Do I get the quip still from my last
Sure.
one? There's your proof. That's one more. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That is fuck me. That is 110. That's two successes.
And he had one left too. So one got through, and with the extra kind of one, explain what happens. You get him in the nuts. How does this play out? Never thought I'd say that in an
It is.
RPG.
How do you kill him by kicking him in the
Oh
nuts?
my God. It's like a hemorrhage.
Rochambeau
Like-
South Park happening right now.
Well, content warning. This might get bloody. No, the thing truly is, I appreciate the guys in sound effects. They do an amazing job, and without them, this Oscar wouldn't happen. Like I wouldn't have received the Oscar, the Golden Globe. Any of this wouldn't have been possible with the sound guys. You did an amazing job, and I thank you for this because what you've done is amazing. All I did is walk behind this guy, lift my leg,
The-
and you made it
The
sound.
Oscar music starts to play.
And
Get off
all
the
you
stage.
and what you did is just pure imagination and fantasy. Yeah, it literally. I just walked up behind him, lifted my leg, but they made it sound like I invaded Barad-dûr, like literally invaded one of the towers. I destroyed everything and like
Do not sully Lord of the Rings that way.
no, I know. Well, one shall not do that, but it is it was a grand finale. For the nuts were breaking, the balls were busting, and the scene was ending. And the actor might actually have gotten like a slight kick in the nut, but just slight enough that it's the one that kind of gives you the groin pain and it kind of makes you go to the knees. And it was that when we had to cut the scene. Um, yeah.
And then it goes to Diane
Okay.
Oh,
with the professor standing there. The actor who played the other guy didn't get his name, but he's down on the ground. Oh, why did you do that? Gregory with the fire poker.
It's not that bad. Please.
One more thing, as he's on the ground, I cannot resist because I will do and my soul from out the shadows that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Just because it fits.
All right. All right.
the groan that comes not from the man who just got kicked in the nuts, but just disembodied.
The guy in the camera just looks to the side. He takes his little handkerchief. He's like, wipes a couple of
Don't encourage
tears.
him. Don't encourage him.
Oh, shit,
This
film
is
and
great
movie.
acting. You know it.
Then we go back
Don't
to-
silence me.
Then we go back to Diane. All right, so this one, yeah. So yeah.
Doing 8 die because I have one more for my quip. One more for my quip. Ah.
Whammies.
Oh, there's no whammies. Um,
Ow.
Are you
well,
serious?
whammies are bad,
Right.
just to be clear.
Oh, good.
So-
Okay.
So I got a 10, an 8, and a 9. So I got 4
That's
successes.
just enough.
Mhm,
Cool. All right.
mhm.
Describe what happens.
All right. So I am doing my chanting, and again, my shirt just flies open for some reason. Who knows? I'm probably covered in blood,
A
and
gust of
yes,
wind
I
kind of
look
blows in
gorgeous.
from the side, and just a
Yeah,
bit of mist of
my
fog.
hair
Yeah, yeah.
is just so blonde and so Farrah
It was
Fawcett,
brown before, but it's now it's blonde.
and now
Nobody
it's
noticed
blonde.
those things.
Yes,
They're big, like
it
eye-opening
it.
scenes.
I have very big personality, so um I am yeah. And then suddenly I finish the counter curse, and I say, "It's time. We can go now." And then I run very quickly, and yeah, we run out of the cabin. But before I actually run out, I think a door just appears out
Yeah,
off to
totally.
the side,
Totally.
and it was like a way out. And as I look back, I see Becky. What is she doing?
The mob is still coming in. She's on her knees, looking all like, no one cares about Becky. And the mob's coming in, and Greg's standing there with his fire poker.
Not really. Not really. No.
Greg, what are you doing?
Well, he immediately jumps in front of her. If you want to get her, you'll have to go through me. Quip. And then I guess he'll try and grab her and seize the opening that Diana's about to go through.
Yeah,
And
so I'll take that, and friend Teddy, the mayor,
oh,
bleeds into existence from the ground. His existence is bubbling up like,
Oh,
and his whole form takes shape. And
we
he,
didn't really have enough money for the special effects for that. Like, just
no, we
keep it
blew all of the
down.
money on that special
Oh,
effect, and then
that is all we
yes,
blew on.
yeah, that's what
Okay,
caused
yeah,
it.
yes.
yeah.
So looks great. It's just like the yeah, from the thing, and the thing goes blah, 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 stuff like that. So then
You have
he
all
for
us as actors.
yeah, and he forms up and he grabs Becky. You're not taking her, Master Daniel. Gregory, fuck my line. And he grabs onto Becky and he starts to haul her away from you. What do you do?
well, I will tell you in the name of the Lord, my Lord Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. You will, I say, be gone. And he pulls out the flask that has holy water in it, and it's got just a little left in it. He's like, throws it, he throws it at her, and then he pulls out the little Bible, and then it says, made by the Gideons. Well, he flips to another page. And like tries to do a statement. Though I am in the shadow of the valley of the evil, I shall know no death, and no neither shall Becky. Becky shall be freed from this evil pissant, and otherwise I'm going to have to hit him with the shovel, not the poker this time. So yeah.
All right, so for this, since you're using the scripture and the words
All
of
right.
God, roll a humanities plus composure. Plus add any other dice that you have.
Yeah, I don't have. Oh, I got one. So one plus four. That'll be 5 dice. Just 5 dice. So
That is quite a good base.
it's a decent amount.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Oh, Oh shit! Kid you not, rolled two tens and an eight, so that's five successes.
All
Nice.
right. You're able to
There we
wrestle Becky
go.
from his grasp. Describe what happens, Gregory, as
Oh
Diane is there on the
God.
side and the
You
mysterious
become like
door
the
just opens
you
up.
become like the Hollywood couple. Oh God, it's gonna be so awful. Sorry.
Yeah, what does he do? Well, he after he says that, and then he actually grabs the shovel from the fireplace set and smacks what's his name in the head with it and manages to grab Becky and haul her off towards the door.
And he's down on the ground with bright red, bloody eyes, and just going, no. And uh,
Follow me. And I go
Becky,
out the door.
I'm not
yeah,
getting paid enough for this.
Becky's in your arms, Gregory. Like, oh, thank you, my hero.
Oh, you're fine. That's all right. It's all right. You're finer than a new set of snow tires,
Carry
young
me,
lady. So
my
it's all right.
hero. Carry me.
Uh, all right. You see a little on the hefty
You
side.
did you did some good training with the recording. So
Yeah. So he's like, all right, light, Becky, let's go. And he's like literally limping off. I imagine this is the final scene.
Yep.
Sorry, he's limping off into the sunset because even though it was night, it's now sunset now. I'm assuming it was night. And it's like, son of a bitch, is this over yet? He's hollering and he's going down it, it keeps on going and going. He's like 100 yards, and finally he just can't hold her anymore. And he just drops her. All right, that's it. I'm done. Let's go.
What happens to Diane?
She's like, laid back there, you son of a bitch! I swear to God, I'll never work with you again. You'll never work in this town again.
Diana is a professional to the end, and she is just you basically when the sun is starting to rise, you see her running out, her shirt flying open, her wind blowing in the hair or in the air,
She's now a
and
redhead.
she's like
Now
she's now a
redhead.
redhead, and
Nice.
yeah, inexplicably, if I can talk. Yeah, she's just a redhead now, and she keeps running, and she must be running on a treadmill or something, and then has like a green screen behind her because she
it's
just keeps
the
running,
yes
just keeps
the
running.
Scream, what's it called? Scary movie
Well,
kind of intro thing where they kind
Yeah,
of do
yeah,
all of that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
So,
Yeah.
so it's a minute of her like, I gotta get away. I gotta get away.
in slow
Yeah, I
mo,
gotta get away.
it's all in slow
And then
motion.
and then it actually
Yeah.
pans out and you're on a treadmill and you're just wearing a bikini in front of a green screen, but nobody cares
With heels on
because
and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you're in a bikini. That's like where everybody is focusing on.
I pass branches and they just keep taking clothes off.
Well, bam.
Oh no. And like they're guys kind of like passing you branches though that the scene doesn't require it. Like yeah. You can just go for it.
Yeah.
And then the camera pans to the very serious actor of
My dear friend.
Professor Matterson. What? How
My
does
dear
it end
friend.
with you?
My dear friend. One does not simply end a scene on Professor Madison. Masterson. Oh, that's his name. Yeah, I didn't read carefully enough the script. I don't really care enough, and I don't get paid enough for this marvelous little minute movie that I shot. Uh, there's compensation for all of this? Yes. Okay. Good. Um, you literally see him kind of really, if you look closely at the final cut of the movie, um, in kind of in the corner of the movie where Diane kind of runs away and kind of the whole scene kind of unfolds like with the villagers. He just stands there in a corner with a couple of like offset crew people smoking a cigarette and kind of like just chatting about and drinking a beer in the background while the whole like event unfolds. And at some point, they kind of realize they're in scene and they kind of just like awkwardly step off scene, but like do it really awkwardly within the set. And yeah, well, what more is there to say? I played my role perfectly. If you deem otherwise, I
It's,
think we need to
it's like
renegotiate our
the
contract.
director's like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
About this time, the camera's still going, and about this time, you see your agent shows up. Oh, babe, that was brilliant. That was bloody brilliant. I cannot believe you did that. That was fantastic. What do you think? You think this is award worthy? He's talking to you,
To who?
Professor.
Oh,
Professor. He's talking to you.
It's your
Uh,
agent.
It's your agent. He was
well,
running up. That was amazing.
keep it down. Keep it
Get the
down.
credits rolling.
Yeah, keep it down. Hi. Hello. Yeah, thank you. No, let's cut the crap. Like, I don't want to do this bullshit anymore. Like, credits are rolling. Like, what the fuck did you hire me this for? This is a fucking B movie. Nobody's gonna watch this bullshit. Like, what the fuck did you expect? Like, fuck you. You hear like smack,
Yeah,
smack,
but you want
smack,
you want
smack,
an
smack.
award. You
Like,
got
no,
a
fuck
Bram
you.
Stoker's
Fuck you.
award.
No, this is bullshit. This is a fucking movie. And then it kind of goes into a rage.
And it goes,
And then
you know,
quite credits.
cuts out. You hear his agent yelping in the background.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And as that is cut, you see the people in the theater just see like that's like two pieces of film put together, and then
Mhm.
it goes to an aerial shot of halfway through the credits, I've past the point of all the complaining and no, I'm serious. I don't mind this bullshit. The film cuts to a long shot of a convertible carrying a new group of ragtag travelers. A placard reads 1971. A year later, in ominous black lettering. The camera zooms in on their happy, smiling faces as they bob along to some music, zooming further in through the crack between the back seats and into the car's trunk. You see a familiar, glowing red, leather-bound book. This isn't over.
Dun, dun,
Oh my gosh.
Credits. Roll. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
and with that, that is Sins of the Past from They Came From Beyond the Grave.
You may applaud in appreciation now.
Yes.
Yes.
Applaud in your homes.
You shall applaud
There you go.
for us. Individually by
We were
contributing
amazing. Applaud in your
mention-
homes.
Yes, applaud to us. Mention
Jeez.
to who you applaud to. Please let us know who you applaud the most, because obviously the professor was the most applauding person to be applauded to. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your good night. Thank you very much for watching, for rewatching, for just enjoying the show, and thank
Man,
you.
what a hack. What a
Yeah.
hack.
What do you
Yum.
mean? What a hack! Come on, you are just
These are the outtakes.